Hello， 各位亲爱的观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎来到由斗鱼冠名星际老男孩主办 SC Phone 为您带来全程直播的 WTL 世界星际战队联赛季后赛总决赛的比赛直播现场。我是今天的主持人陈小拓，感谢号角以及 TGIF 对于我们本次赛事的大力支持。那么我们一共12支的参赛队伍跟选手，在数月的时间里面，经过非常多轮的角逐，最终晋级到了有7支队伍晋级到了我们的季后赛。那到了今天呢，也是我们冠军奖杯的一个见证时刻了。我们的观众朋友们跟我们一样，也是迫不及待想要看到这一场巅峰对决了。那么我们也是带大家先来回顾一下我们整个比赛的一个晋级图。我们本次星际战队联赛季后赛全程采用冒泡赛的赛制，2支对阵队伍可以派出最多5名选手进行 BO2 双复活制 KOF 比赛。那么各支战队会根据他们常规赛中的积分排名来决定冒泡赛的轮次。今天是我们的一个总决赛日，一共会进行2轮比赛。在昨天的比赛中 ，KZG 战队一路厮杀，成功晋级到了我们的半决赛当中。那么也会在今天的首场比赛里面来对阵上 PSI 战队，而最终的这个2支队伍的一个胜者会在总决赛的舞台上挑战 DPG 战队，而最终的胜者会成为我们 WTL 世界星际战队联赛 S4 赛季的总冠军。好的，那今天首先要出战的 PSI 战队，我们也是要对他们进行一个简单的赛前访问，让我们来连线一下。Hello， 那欢迎我们 PSI 战队的应该是老板来接受到我们的采访，先跟大家打个招呼，自我介绍一下吧。
Can you give us a brief interview to the audience?
Hello, how you doing? Carl Garcia here, KJ.
大家好，我是Psistorm 的 CEO KJ。
你好，欢迎来到我们的采访环节。那其实这个赛季的一个常规赛，你们队伍取得了第2名的好成绩，也是出乎了很多人的意料。可以给我们聊一聊取得成绩的一个关键点是什么吗？
Your team finished this season in second place and surprised a lot of people. What's the key to such achievement?
Me, I was pleasantly surprised, but our manager, Snowden, he was not surprised. The hard work and collaboration of our players and staff were the key points. Plus, our players, especially special, are always preparing for their opponents. Snowden predicted the lineup of the order of the opponents, so that really helped us, making the matchups favorable to us.
我本人是对这个成绩是非常惊讶的，但我们的战队经理却觉得这是非常，就是对我们来说是应得的。我认为我们团队之间的合作，从拳手到工作人员的合作，让我们取得了现在这样的好成绩。尤其是我们的拳手 Special， 我们一起预测到了对手的出战顺序，这为我们取得了非常大的优势。
确实，这个赛季常规赛的一个表现非常不错，也期待在今天的比赛能有好的发挥。那其实上个赛季是你们首次进入到季后赛，但是上个赛季的一个表现并没有特别的好，所以这个赛季有去做一些针对性的调整吗？
Your team made the playoffs for the first time in the last season, but didn't do very well. Have you made any targeted adjustments this time around?
I think we performed well last season and in the playoffs, but our opponents had a better day. Plus, we have Haas now, and as you saw in our match versus Onside, anything is possible. Kind of rush. Losing to Team NV last season isn't anything to be disappointed about. They had a remarkable run, beating most of the teams and making it to the finals. But this time, I feel like we're going to be a lot better. So.
其实我个人认为我们上赛季的表现还是非常不错的，只是我们的对手有表现得更好，尤其是我们现在有 Has 这名拳手，在他手下什么都是可能的，甚至是就是地保 Rush。我认为我们上一次没有什么遗憾的，但我相信我们这次是有更多可能性可以做到更好的。
感觉对于这一次比赛的一个信心是非常的十足啊。那你们今天要面对到的是从前天一路打上来的这个 KZG， 面对他们的这个准备做得怎么样？
How confident are you facing the next challenging team?
I'm not super confident, but hey, our managers, Drickett and Snowden, plus our players really are confident, and that's what matters.
我个人是并不是非常有信心的，但是我们的战队经理和所有的拳手都是非常有自信的，所以我觉得这就足够了。
那有信心面对好接下来的每一场比赛。那最后有什么话想对我们所有的这个观众朋友们来说一下吗？
What else do you want to say to the audience?
I'm happy that we're here in this playoffs. Nice tournament for World Team League. Really great that it's a successful tournament, well watched. And I'm happy for the Chinese fans with Oliveira winning the championship. We were all rooting for him.
我非常高兴能在这里参加比赛。WTL 是一个办得非常好的赛事，我也同时为中国粉丝，因为人皇奥利维亚夺冠而感到高兴。
非常感谢 KJ 接受到我们的采访，那也是预祝你们的队伍在今天能够取得好成绩。Thank you， 拜拜。
Like wish you have a good result in today's matches.
Thanks.
好的，我们残酷而又精彩的比赛马上就要开始了，究竟谁可以今天更进一步走向我们总决赛的舞台，就要让我们拭目以待了。接下来把画面交给我们专业的解说席。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another lovely day of World Team League 2022 Winter Code S. Of course, your host, Live VIP. And as always, I'm joined by the lovely, the beautiful, the AsherBro. Welcome, AsherBro. Welcome. Oh my god, we had lots of pre-game content. We had some interviews with KJ there. We even had like an extended interview with Oliveira earlier. So yeah, it was really cool to hear from them, and shout out to Babylings as well. She was in the chat live translating as well. Thank you.
Yeah, great to have the translations as well, and learn the truth, honestly, about how Oliveira should have picked a different race. He should have picked Protoss. I understand.
we could,
and then
we
he
could
wouldn't
all
have to practice so much. He could
That's
be a world
true.
champion without having to practice so many times. He could have had hobbies, puppy.
Exclamation mark Funada Starduck. Oh my god. But yeah, it was really cool to hear for those who weren't around. Yeah, Oliveira, he was just letting us giving us a little bit of insight. I think what I found really interesting is that he said that he early on he was inspired by XY. And I didn't know about that. So that was really cool to hear. XY, of course, the godfather, the Sun Tzu of the mind. It's crazy.
Yeah, the master of the mindset. That's someone you want in your corner, for sure.
Definitely. So it was really cool to hear. It kind of also brings things a little bit full circle, because for those who weren't here yesterday, XY was actually casting Oliveira as well, which was really cool to see. And speaking of, we're getting ready for our matchup today. First up, KaiZi Gaming are going to be going up against Psistorm.
Hell of a run so far. Here they all are. So yeah, not having the most stellar regular season, but looking poised to make a good run to finish it all. But this is a pretty tough team that got ahead of them. We've got a GuMiho, the powerful Tower Terran. We've got MaxPax as well as a Jordan Special. So this is a team that, honestly, I wasn't expecting them to do as well as they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You know, they were definitely underdogs coming into this, more of like a mid, or a lot of people assume they would be more of a mid-tier team, but they've got some sleepers, right? You know, they've got GuMiho, one of the best Terran players in the world. They've got MaxPax, arguably the best Protoss player in Europe, one of the top Protoss players in the world as well. And Special has been able to get some snipes off. I think what I'm really curious by is that Psistorm, out of all the teams in the playoffs, they have a bit of a larger roster, so they have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to who they want to send out and who they want to try and snipe.
Yeah, and I mean, one of those players that is picked up recently as well is Haas, and Haas is always a good option if you know you just have one player in particular you need to take a life off. I feel like Haas can take out anyone in a best of one.
He's terrifying, mate. They've had a good month to prepare, and I guess since IEM, maybe they just message Haas, yo, we need you to take someone out. He's like, mate, give me a name. Oliveira. So Haas, just give him someone to study, and he can be scary. He can take games off of anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Haas vs Oliveira would actually be a super interesting game. I'm sure Oliveira has a lot of experience with Haas as well. Probably played each other a bunch on the Korean ladder, but at the same time, I mean, anything could happen here.
Oh my god, speaking of anything happening, it's the best part of the show. It is time for the bunny. Oh my god, he went for it. He doesn't know.
Oh, mate, the bunny, he's always wrong, and he picks Psistorm. KaiZi's got to be feeling good about that one.
Jesus, the bunny did like a U-turn and made a beeline for Psistorm Gaming, and as we can see, it just the bunny is not doing well in the predictions.
No, the bunny, as always, on its own here. It looks like everyone else can be predicting KaiZi to go through, and honestly, I feel like, yeah, I predict KaiZi to go through as well, but
Same.
I could see an upset happening. I mean, you got players like GuMiho and Haas. Anything can happen.
Yeah, the thing is that Bunny, I think he's just a really big Haas fan. Like, I understand his pick. He's not just a Haas fan. He was looking at the predictions of all the other casters, and he didn't want to like go with the tide. You know, he wanted to give Psistorm a bit of a bone. He wanted to give them some support. So, yeah, shout out to the Bunny. You know, taking one for the team.
Yeah, the bunny's an individual. He's not gonna be swayed by the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you love to see it. As we just had a couple of picks and bans come in. What do they mean? We still don't know. But apparently, KaiZi did veto altitude there. Of course, one of the larger maps does make sense. Especially because we saw some players struggle on that map yesterday.
Yeah. I think maybe I was just getting tired towards the end of the cast, but Oliveira versus Solar, I was feeling pretty sad about that. Man, Oliveira had such a good early game, and then just kind of couldn't deal with the size of the map, really.
It was pretty smudge. It was, a couple of times Oliveira last night was getting pulled apart on these larger maps, having a hard time defending, but we have our starting player. It's not all about Oliveira. That's the thing about yesterday's matches from KaiZi Gaming, is that the entire team came together and were able to overcome. It wasn't just a one-man show, and Reynor was the player to clinch it out in the end. And he's going up against MaxPax.
Ooh, yeah, okay. This is a very interesting matchup that we've got here. I feel like they have played each other a fair bit recently, and it's been a bit back and forth. I mean, Reynor in a weekly as well is not the best indication of his form, but this could be quite a close game, honestly.
Oh, this is gonna get wild, Poppy. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but you know how they have the player signatures next to their photos. MaxPax's was censored. It was a bunch of pixels.
Amazing.
Oh my god, he's out there, he's in hiding, and we are loading into our first game.
KaiZi Gaming versus Psistorm Gaming. Game 1. Let's start the game.
Mate, if you weren't awake before, you better be awake now, especially with the announcer coming in and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity LE. We have the Italian stallion, the blue Zerg player representing KaiZi Gaming. It is Reynor.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, the Danish Templar in the red. This is MaxPax for Psistorm Gaming.
Let's go, and this is gonna be an interesting one, because coming into this series, coming into the playoffs, Reynor has said himself that he is feeling confident against Protoss. and he hasn't been able to play against too many of them, unfortunately. You know, he's been shut down by Zergs constantly. It's just ZVZs left and right. So finally, he's going to be able to show off a bit of his ZVP and see if, you know, he's all talk or if there's some bite to the bark.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, he's going to be taking this forward base. I don't think he was even blocked this time. I'm not sure if I just missed that, but I think he just kind of prefers this straight ahead expansion pattern, kind of like an arrow pointing at the opponent. And it's been really interesting to see the different ways that he's been playing out this map. I haven't seen as many players adjusting so much to this map as he has.
Yeah, and this is where are we going to be a little bit concerned, because if Reynor is going to be playing the way that he has been, especially at IEM Katowice in this matchup as well, he should be taking the forward rich Vespene gas hatchery as well. And I would be a little bit concerned because I know that MaxPax is a really smart player. He's very strategic. He does kind of study his opponents and put a lot of thought into the game. And if Reynor is planning to go for, like, ahead of time, he's already pre-planned to go for a bit of a roach timing attack or a roach push, even with a queen walk or a queen drop. This is something that we've seen multiple times already from Reynor on this map.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the other thing as well is MaxPax is a very aggressive player. He has a lot of different options up his sleeves, including blink timings, adept timings, glaive adepts, and as I say that, he throws down the Twilight Council. I could definitely see, with the way that these bases are split up from each other, very sharp 4-gate glaives could be pretty annoying to deal with.
100%. Like, there it is, as predicted. Reynor takes the forward hatchery. And these bases, there's not a lot of creep connecting them, so Glaive Adepts can find a lot of success, especially in that kind of dead area between the natural and the main base, or the unnatural natural and the main base, because there isn't going to be any creep connecting that. So we'll see if MaxPax does commit for the Glaives or if he goes for something else. We still haven't seen too many additional gateways being thrown down. As I say that, he does so.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of weird for MaxPax as well. I'm not sure if he scouted that front base already. Kind of just looks like Reynor hasn't taken a third yet if he hasn't seen that. But there we go. Glaive's going to be getting started up right away, as well as a few additional gates. So just the 3 for now. But yeah, I'd be definitely a little bit worried for Reynor if we do see 4-gate Glaives here.
Exactly. Like, this is something that we were able to see the other day as well, and hopefully Reynor's defenses are going to be a little bit tighter here against Glaives. Oh my god, as we do have an additional gateway being thrown down. Oh my god, 2 more actually.
Okay, so we're going straight up to 6 gates. This is completely all in off the 2 bases. Extremely committed build coming out from MaxPax here, and this could be, yeah, probably Glaives, possibly even with some Immortals to help with the commitment. He is looking to punish Reynor for what he's doing on this map.
I haven't seen 6-gate Glaive Adept in a long time. You know, this is much more 2021-esque. Last year, especially the second half of last year, we saw a lot of, whenever we did see it, it'd be either 4 gates or even 3 gates, you know, just to apply some pressure and transition. But MaxPax is going to be so much more committed, just warping in wave after wave of Adepts.
Yeah, so there we go. The first few adepts are going to be showing up there. The Prism is on the way behind this. We do have all the gateways finished up now. So for Reynor, it's a little bit hard to tell so far just how committed MaxPax is. It looks like he's kind of feigning that he's going to be dropping back and not committing so heavily to this. But behind this, Reynor is trying to get some information with these links.
Yeah, Reynor, he's trying to slip on by, he's trying to figure out, or maybe even force a warp in back at home, ideally, as MaxPax is about to show up. Hopefully, Reynor doesn't drone too much from here, but Roaches are in production, and the Lings, oh, they're going to be able to get this Stalker.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating for MaxPax. He doesn't have any battery over there as well. We do have this big warp in being committed over on the side of the map for MaxPax, so will this first Shade be able to get much damage? It looks like he's not feeling too confident to complete the Shade just yet. And this defense from Reynor has been very solid so far.
It's been solid so far, but that Prism, it's making its way in towards the main base of Reynor. Meanwhile, we do see the rest of the Adepts threatening the Natural and the Third, so Reynor has to split up his forces, and so far, he's actually doing a decent job.
Yeah, only 2 drones going down, putting a bit of damage down on this Spore as well. Does look like he's found this rich base, but Reynor is doing a really good job of keeping all his drones safe. Behind this, MaxPax is looking for a transition. He's going into the Robo Bay. Will have the opportunity for Disruptors to try to get himself back into this.
Yeah, disruptors are going to be so necessary because the adepts forced a reaction. They forced roaches out of Reynor, and soon they're going to be counterattacking. I say soon, once roach speed kicks in, MaxPax is going to need something to help deal with all of that. And on top of that, he still needs to try to find some damage with these adepts. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Reynor is all over this. His positioning here is fantastic, and maybe just expecting himself that MaxPax would be going for something like this, but he is doing a really good job keeping on top of this. Also keeping on top of this third. So he knows MaxPax still hasn't expanded. He's going to be playing things safe as a result.
Yeah, and MaxPax knows how far behind he is, so he isn't just getting disruptors. I love that he's investing into War Prison's speed as well. It just goes to show that he really intends to be as aggressive as possible and try and deal some economic damage with these disruptors.
Yeah, definitely. The disruptors as well are going to be helping him hold on if there's any roach counterattack coming out from Reynor.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, the adepts are going to be shading on forward towards the third base. They do get on top of the queens, and they are targeting down drones. 8 drones already going down.
There was 2 queens in there. They were doing the ant thing, where they just like surround them and rub them really hard, and they become on fire.
Oh, he was rubbing him, Papi. And yeah, 2 queens did go down is also not bad here. Not a bad start for MaxPax. I'm sure he would have liked a little bit more, but the disruptors are now out.
Yeah, the disruptors are out. They are going to be looking to see if they can get any sneaky hits on either probes or the roaches if they're being left unattended. But, you know, Reynor's such a fast player as well. He's going to be able to be keeping an eye on everything here, and it's one of his best skills.
Definitely. Meanwhile, here we go. The disruptors and Novas are going to be going off. Nice splits already. The Novas connect with only Lings.
Yeah, really nice splits coming out from Reynor. Isn't going to be taking any drone damage here. He is starting to break down these rocks as well, so we are looking to go for a counterattack. I really like how he's using that Overlord to help spread that creep even further.
Yeah, exactly. Reynor, he has beautifully defended the adepts as well as the disruptors, and now it is time to be the aggressor. He's clearing out all these rocks. Speed is on the way. He's trying to spread as much creep as possible. Gonna be losing some of his creeping queens, so nice little wins here from MaxPax. Gonna be slowing down that creep, but Reynor, he's not looking to slow down. He is done droning.
Yeah, he is stopping here on 60 drones, so he is quite all in with this 31 banelings in production, so he absolutely has to get damage with this, probably even end the game, really.
Yeah, pretty much. He needs to. Oh my god, maybe reset the army, but the roaches, they somehow get past the army. The banelings find their connections as well.
Oh. Yeah, not the best trades ever from the banelings, but the roaches get in, and that's what matters here. Reynor needs to control those roaches that are in the main to make sure that he's fighting the stalkers there. MaxPax actually splitting up the stalkers really well here, but it looks like the third is going to be the one location that is not sufficiently defended. GG is called Reynor with a good, clean game 1.
Wow, GG, well played. We were both worried whether or not Reynor could defend against Glaive Adepts here on this map. Everything looked like it was going to be going MaxPax's way. Like, it took a while for the scout to really confirm what was happening. The bases were spread out, but even with 6-gate Glaive Adept, MaxPax couldn't get the damage that he was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, the initial defense from Reynor was just so stellar, and MaxPax did a really good job to get himself back into a position that looked almost even there. Kind of crazy considering how committed he was, but in the end, Reynor just a little bit too sharp there for MaxPax.
Yeah, just out-positioning MaxPax. Going for that roach run, by the way, that he did was insane. He was able to bypass those disruptors and eventually overwhelm. So Reynor takes the first game, but it's a best of 2. MaxPax, it is going to be his map choice.
Yeah, so MaxPax maybe might want to pick a bit of a, well, I say a smaller map. That's a pretty small map as well. But
you can't get
such
any
weird
smaller
map features as well. I was feeling maybe Babylon, but okay, Ancient Cistern's going to be the pick, so wants to allow himself a bit more room to move. I haven't really been keeping too close an eye on MaxPax in PvZ. Is he the kind of player that's going to be going up into that early carrier style that's been popular on this map?
Oh, interesting. I was gonna say that I do think that he wants to try and go for the late game, go for the sky toss, but early carriers, we've never seen it work.
Yeah, never even really seen it look good.
We've never seen it, but maybe we will. Maybe we will. I hope we don't see it though.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect to see it the same way that we saw it the other day, but either way, here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Trying to take KaiZi into this grand finals here. It is the Italian Zerg in the blue, Reynor.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Psistorm, we have the Danish Protoss player representing Psistorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. MaxPax is stoic as ever, taking that loss on the chin, really reacting to it. Love to see it.
Lovely. We do see him going out for that, a little bit of block on the hatch, so just going to be annoying with the probe. And yeah, MaxPax, he does have a good breadth of openings as well. I mean, we get to see him a lot in the EPT weeklies. Pretty unfortunate that we don't get to see him at IEM, really, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he can perform in the World Team League here.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I mean, as you said, MaxPax, he kind of gained a lot of notoriety early on because of his aggression, because of his cheesy tendencies, and then he kind of went to the other extreme and became like hyper greedy and very economic focused. And because of that, he can be a very unpredictable player. But because we're on a larger map, I do think that Reynor can like deduce that, okay, MaxPax wants to try and slow things down. He wants to try to at least get into the mid game in a decent position. So I doubt we're going to be seeing a Twilight Council opener into Glaive Depths again, regardless of.
Yeah, but that's the mind games. That's how he gets you.
Oh, aye. So yeah, we'll kind of see how this goes. For the time being, Reynor, he's just forced to take the unnatural natural. We are droning from this position, nothing too crazy. Really, we're just waiting for the moment for MaxPax to pick his check, to pick his path.
Yeah, I mean, he has actually opened with Warpgate here, so I think it's going to be another Twilight build, or at least a Robo build.
Yeah, I expect that as well. We'll see what he decides to go for. There we go. I was waiting for the tech was looking a little bit delayed, but it is going to be a Stargate in the main.
Yeah, pretty weird. It's going to be a late Stargate, a very delayed one. Maybe just looking to trick Reynor out a little bit. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do with this, whether he's going to be hiding those Stargate units as well to keep up the trick here. Also making a Stalker as his second gateway unit. So yeah, MaxPax putting a lot of stock here into hiding the fact that he's going Stargate.
The longer this goes on, the more like what you said earlier, I'm afraid it's going to become a reality. Like, is he actually going to try and go fast carriers? Like, to try to hide this as hard as he did, like, it's got to be for a reason. So yeah, we'll see what he decides to do with those Stargates. For the time being, Oracle is the first unit coming out.
Yeah, that would be a really cool way to do it, but no, it looks like Oracle first, so possibly just looking to pull up a couple Oracles and just jump in with those before any spores already. As Hodja.
Oh, Hodja! You love to see it, exactly. Also, shout out to TGI Fridays as well. They were featuring their beautiful, dynamic, pointed chairs. There were less chairs, more thrones. Honestly, it was crazy. Looking really good.
Yeah, but this is shaping up to be a really interesting game because we see already Reynor throwing down quite an early Roach War and trying to make sure that he's safe from any potential aggression that could be coming his way. He will be looking to get a little bit of a scout with this Overlord here. Unfortunately, that Stalker is going to be on wall duty, so the Oracles have to be revealed here now. And we see immediately Reynor starts up those spores, but they are going to be a little bit late there. It does feel like he's been a bit bamboozled by this opening from MaxPax.
Yeah, exactly. MaxPax is rushing across the map with those Oracles. The Queens are busy chasing the Adepts, which means they are not in position to defend against the Oracles, and they do catch this third undefended.
Wow, this has been such a brilliant strategy from MaxPax. 10, 11 drones going to be going down already to those Oracles, and the Spore only just finishes up now. This was so brilliantly done, and it's really completely caught Reynor off guard. MaxPax takes the probe lead.
Yeah, he does take a worker lead, as we were seeing, because the Stargates were delayed. Like, sure, these Oracles were later than normal, but because that Reynor wasn't ready for it whatsoever, the Spores were late, the Queens were out of position, and now Reynor is gonna have to be playing catch up. He does have Lings that are active on the map. They got some work to do.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, behind this, we've been seeing it a lot lately. MaxPax going up to a very high gate count is going to be looking to get some strong pressure coming out off the 3-base count. So, Protoss players in general, I feel like, have been moving away a little bit from a very fast fourth, which was popular when Hero first started this Blink +1 style, and are moving more towards powering up on 3 bases for a very strong Blink timing.
Exactly, and it's going to be a bit of a 1-2 punch where MaxPax he deals economic damage early on, and as Reynor is trying to recover and struggling to recover, then this could catch him a little bit worse for wear. But we'll see how this all comes together. The Oracles are still being active. Oh, still catching a couple of workers here. Does save both of them.
Yeah, they dip in, zap down a few of those drones, and that all that damage, as you were saying, is just going to keep piling up. And Reynor, he's trying to be as greedy as he can just to get away with whatever he can and get himself back into this game. But MaxPax with these Oracles is going to be able to keep an eye on everything that's happening. He spots out that 4th base. We'll just be a little bit cheeky with these depths as well, and it feels like we are getting closer and closer to his big timing here.
Yeah, exactly. Once we get that full saturation going, once the gateways are ready, then MaxPax is going to be pulling that trigger. But before that happens, Reynor, he had some nice moves. He was able to catch those adepts on the map, so just reducing that scouting, reducing that vision. And we can see Reynor is going for a massive run by towards the 3rd base of MaxPax. I believe the Baneling Nest is done as well. Meanwhile, MaxPax also moving out towards the bottom right.
Yeah, 4th going down behind this is going to be moving out with that Blink and +1 on the way, finishing up now. Might even want to have a bit of a proxy pylon or gateway to the front there, but Reynor with a really well-timed counterattack.
Exactly. There's only a shield battery to defend. Even if Reynor loses this 4th hatchery, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. Already sustaining a lot of hits. Overcharge is going to be popped, and actually, not a lot of probes went down.
Yeah, green battery, good battery, as we do see that 4th going to be going down for Reynor. MaxPax going to be dipping on out of there and does find himself with a nice little lead here. But behind this, Reynor actually going into a very fast hive. That's quite interesting. What do you think he's going to be going for, though?
Yeah, I think this makes sense just because he's been having a hard time with the drone count and holding on to his bases. It looks like he wants to try to rush into lurkers. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts the lurker den straight away and then starts working on those upgrades just so we can try and defend and hold on to these bases, but we'll see what he decides to do with it.
But it's a light VIP maneuver. He can't keep his 4th. He has to go lurkers. It's not.
He has
to.
What else can he do, puppy? And there we go. There's that lurker den thrown down immediately. So, yeah, Reynor wants to slow things down. He wants to try and turtle on up. Lurkers are the way to do this, but it's a long road to that unit, and the lurker den is still on the way.
Yeah, and MaxPax, this is my kind of Protoss right here. Mono battling those Stalkers, going to be charging on in there with all of those. Does have a couple sentries for the force fields as well, but MaxPax has been so good lately, taking really good trades with the Stalkers. Reynor setting up for a massive surround, though. Even spots out that stasis trap. That was so nicely done.
Mate, that was so smooth. That was so beautiful. The Lings, they get on top of these Stalkers, and half the Stalker count is going to get picked up. Very nicely done here by Reynor.
It's smooth like a butter. Reynor going to be dipping on in there and taking out all of those Stalkers. Fantastic trades there. Behind this, it's going to be really hard for MaxPax to keep his greed in check. Getting for that hive, getting a lot of upgrades going all at once, and he's just powering on up. And MaxPax, he's going to have such a big, so much trouble dealing with that, with this mid-game army.
He really is, and not just the mid-game, but also what comes next. Seismic Spines starts immediately to get into those lurkers. So far, that has all gone unscouted, and this Stalker army isn't as threatening as it once was. The Stalker count is looking much lower, and Reynor, he's looking to hold on to his 4th.
Yeah, there we go. The first lurkers are going to be starting up here, and what is there for MaxPax to answer this? I'm not sure if he even has a robo at all.
Yeah, he's got gateway units and he's got oracles, and this is a good army against it can be a decent army against Lingbane Roach Ravager, but against lurkers there's no way for him to break this position, and because of that, Reynor has the freedom to send his supply elsewhere. He's going for a massive link run by, is going to catch an Archon.
Yeah, so MaxPax trying to make this crazy, trying to make it a chaotic game, but this is the kind of game that Reynor thrives in, and he's going to be using this massive Ling Run by to try to deny the would-be fifth of MaxPax. These are Zealots, these little MaxPaxes over here fighting their hearts out, trying to keep MaxPax in this, but he is once again going for that light VIP maneuver, going to be shoving those lurkers right on in there.
Wait, the live VIP maneuver would be diving on in and making sure he kills the observers, okay?
Into the natural. Lurkers into the natural.
Into the natural, Papi, as the lurkers are burrowing on in. Unfortunately, most of the lurkers were actually caught by a stasis trap, so Reynor doesn't have as much pushing power. He has to be careful. Only 2 lurkers, and now only 1. MaxPax is holding on to his 4th, but he loses the 5th.
Yeah, he's going to be losing that 5th. He does have that robo on the way, but it's just a 1 robo. He's trying to mass oracles, which is a really interesting approach to help deal with this. Make sure that he will always have those revelations, and a little bit of air to ground as well. Definitely going to help with taking out those lurkers, but it's not the best long-term solution. He's just desperately trying to find something to make this work, and I have to say as well, props to him. That's one of his strengths as a player, is his resourcefulness.
Yeah, I think it's a really smart kind of band-aid solution, just because he recognizes that Reynor is literally morphing every single Hydra into a lurker. So there's very little anti-air with the main army. It's mainly lurkers and nothing really shoots up, so it can definitely help out. Of course, revelations are going to be really important as well, not just DPSing down those lurkers. And he still can go toe-to-toe with this army, as those 3 lurkers do get tagged. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty worried for MaxPax here, but he is seeming to stabilize, and especially with the Zealot Archon numbers that he's starting to have, and at those Oracles, he is taking some good trades here. Reynor doesn't really have enough on this left side to compete.
Doesn't have enough on the left, but he does have enough on the right-hand side. A lot more Stalkers are going down. The Archon gets shut down as well. MaxPax is pushed back.
Yeah, and these Oracles, they are out of energy, so Reynor with a massive Lingbane remax with those Lurkers as well does have the potential to maybe run over MaxPax here. Is really important for him as well that he keeps that pressure on, stops MaxPax from mining at 5 bases.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Reynor is a bit on a timer before the Immortal count gets out of control. The first wave of Immortals are on the way, but Reynor is pushing every single side, every single angle, and I just don't know if MaxPax has enough.
Yeah, I mean, MaxPax, his micro has been really, really good. I love the way that he's using these Zealots to kind of create a force field around the Archons, and then the Archons can deal with the Lings, and he's taking some solid trades here, but it does feel like Reynor's starting to break through on the left. These Lurkers are just a little bit too much to deal with here. MaxPax doing a good job on the right, pushing him back, but as soon as MaxPax goes away from there, the Lurkers are going to be able to move up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they do. The Lurkers are leapfrogging forward. It looks like MaxPax, his entire army is moving up towards the north side of the map, so he's going to be able to swallow up these Lurkers from behind, but he does expose his 4th Nexus.
Yeah, and there we go. Those Lurkers going to be putting a huge amount of damage down. 14 probes going down already. 15 going down. MaxPax going to be running the rest of the probes out of there. This base is a forfeit here, but can he make something happen on the left side?
Yeah, exactly. MaxPax, he knows that he cannot fight the mass lurker, so he's avoiding the lurkers completely. He's going for a counterattack instead, essentially trying to force a base trade, but Reynor isn't turning around with his lurkers. He keeps pushing forward. There are cannons over at the 3rd, but not at the natural. Oh, but Reynor decides to turn around.
Yeah, Reynor going to be heading back. I think he realizes that he's gotten enough damage for now. He is taking a lot of bases all over the map. What do you see? Talk to me.
He wants to surround, Puppy. He wants to surround. He's coming in from behind as well. But, okay, MaxPax, he's going to be able to get away from this. You can see Reynor, he was trying to set it up perfectly, but he will catch the army anyway, most of it.
Yeah, MaxPax is being so active with these Oracles. These Stalkers, unfortunately, do not blink over. That is a very expensive trade for MaxPax, and that was the meat to his army. I mean, these Archons, these Immortals, they are going to be very helpful when it comes to fighting this army, but if that's all there is, they're going to be made short work of by the Ling Lurker Hydra.
Yeah, exactly. There just isn't enough supply here. That we don't have the numbers for MaxPax. He has a lot of Archons, don't get us wrong. He does not have an Observer. He has that detection. It looks like actually he's getting on top of these Lurkers.
Yeah, he does get on top of all the Lurkers. The Archons and the Immortals make a short work of those, but the Hydra is starting to break on through. A few more Lurkers behind where that came from. Great little Zealot counterattack coming out from MaxPax. So these counterattacks, this army splitting has been able to keep him in the game, and he might actually be able to take out all these Lurkers. They're not in the best spot.
Wow, a very efficient trade here from MaxPax. He did lose a couple of Archons, to be fair, but losing all those Lurkers, Reynor, it's gonna be difficult to replace them and rebuild them, starting from scratch, starting from Hydras. Oh my god, but the wall's not a wall!
Oh, yeah, unfortunately the wall not a wall. We do have a bit of a re-wall there. This Link's gonna have to get on and out of there. So Reynor getting a bit unlucky there, but MaxPax is just gonna be able to hold on. Reynor needs to be careful here that he's not gonna be throwing things. He needs to calm down a little bit and make sure that he has the right army for the job.
Oh, he doesn't want to pull a Reynor. Oh. There we go. He does finish off that Nexus in time.
Yeah, and there we go. MaxPax losing that base. He is down to 3 base. He is all in with this army, but what a terrifying army. And Reynor, he is scrambling to get together something that can deal with this. But if he gets on top of these morphing Lurkers here, there could be a lot of trouble.
Oh, it really can, but the Lurkers, they're going to finish up just in time. If it wasn't for that, then maybe MaxPax could have kept on pushing, but the Lurkers are going to be able to hold strong. Reynor, he pulls the boys, he saves the majority of his drones.
Yeah, he does continue to hold on. He's going to be rotating around to the side here. That Revelation, of course, seeing all of those Lurkers, and this is still a really scary moment for Reynor. MaxPax, he has a huge, terrifying army. Those 3 Immortals going to be putting down so much damage, and the Archons are such a great buffer, but here we go. The fight will be committed to.
Yeah, and there are so many Lurkers here. The Lings come in to reinforce and buffer for said Lurkers. The Queens are trying to transfuse as best they can. They are running out of energy, and MaxPax, he's getting on top of the Lurkers once again.
Yeah, the Immortals, they just have so much DPS. They absolutely chunk through these Lurkers, and 2 out of 3 of the Immortals are going to be surviving here. We do have the Archon as well, and Reynor looks like he will just have enough to clean this up. GG is called, but man, that was a close game.
Oh my god. GG, well played. With the reinforcing Lings and Hydras, Reynor was barely able to defend and clean things up. And Reynor takes a 2-0 lead here. He 2-0s MaxPax. Oh.
Yeah, does get that 2-0 over MaxPax. Great job there. Whew. But MaxPax, yeah, made it close, made it scary. And I mean, Reynor was going to be pretty happy with that, I think, coming out of that unscathed. And Oliveira can, you know, chill out, maybe rest himself for the grand finals, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. He said it himself. Oliveira was like, I don't want to play today. And Reynor is going to do his best for Oliveira to give him some rest and yeah, maybe preserve his strength for the grand finals. But I do want to give props to MaxPax because he was straight up ahead after the early game. In game number 2, like, he did so well harassing and getting economic damage done, not just killing drones, but if you remember, he also killed the 4th base as well of Reynor, his initial 4th. So Reynor was up against the wall, he was having a hard time, and things started and his Link counterattacks weren't really doing much damage either, but things started to swing in his favor when he did get that mass around on those Stalkers, if you recall, where he was able to kill like half the Stalker count.
Yeah, Reynor took a lot of really good trades against Stalkers, took some pretty bad trades against Zealots and Archons, but in the end, it worked out for him.
Yeah, he was able to bring it all back in the end. And now, Psistorm Gaming, they have a wide pool of players, but they got to pick one here to try and snipe Reynor, to try and bring him down. MaxPax was the best Protoss that they had to offer. Best maybe macro Protoss though, because they do have a very different kind of player available if they wanted to whip him out.
Yeah, I mean, to snipe Reynor, I don't know about that. It is possible. I feel like if he has something that he thinks is going to work, he'd probably let the team know, but I think we might be seeing GuMiho.
Oh, GuMiho would be really good. Like, I'm thinking about the Psistorm's roster, right? And I'm thinking of Haas, and I think he's a really good PVT sniper. I think that's probably what he's looking for, and he's going to be coming out to take down either Spirit or Oliveira. And I think the same when I think of Special. I think Special, his speciality is TVT. So I think if they wanted to use them, it would be against some of the Terrans. Against Reynor, I agree. I think GuMiho would probably be the best choice.
Yeah, I mean, GuMi's had a pretty good record versus Reynor recently. I feel like his style works quite well just because he's so crafty and strange, just outright strange, and he can be very defensive, very strong at defensively once he gets himself into a good position.
Definitely. And the other thing is that GuMiho, he's also a very chaotic player as well, in a sense, where, especially against Zergs, he's more than willing to switch things up and play mech, play different varieties of mech as well, go for these risky openers, these risky builds. He can be very unpredictable, but not just unpredictable, but still very, very solid behind it as well. I mean, he is a GSL champion for a reason, so he is going to be a very terrifying opponent. You could argue that he's maybe the ace. I know they've been showing off a lot of MaxPax, but GuMiho is up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. GuMiho's been in some really good form lately, so I'm excited to see him do some weird stuff, to be honest. I want him to get freaky, Papi.
Show me some builds, Papi. Show me some builds.
I don't know. I can't copy what GuMi does. That's just.
It's like the Miyamika effect, you know. Like you cannot merely like imitate the master. You know, there's so much more going on in the brain. If there is
one of those
you know?
things where you see the Mio build and you go, "This looks so dumb," and it works so well. And then you try it on ladder and you're like, oh, it is so dumb. It doesn't work at all. And then you see him do it and it's like he's doing the same thing, but he has 400 lings with 40 drones. Where does he get the money from? And I mean, GuMi's the same, where he will have like 2 Marines and a BC and like 1 Hellion and maybe a Cyclone at like 6 minutes, and he'll just make a magic happen with it. And if you try it, you just die to literally anything. I have no idea how he does it.
That GuMiho factor, you know what it is? It's the Tau. It's the Tau. It empowers him. It somehow gives him like these extra. It unlocks extra features in the game.
I mean, that's why you saw Mario as well. Mario was using the Tau. He saw.
He knows, Papi. He knows. He's trying. He's trying to imitate, but can he pull it off? I mean, we're not going to be seeing any Mario here today, unfortunately. But the man himself, Smooch, Papi, Smooch. But the man himself, GuMiho, we're expecting him, but we don't have confirmation yet on who Psistorm are going to whip out. You know, maybe chat can get in on this. Who do we want to be seeing right now against Reynor? Maybe chat does want to see, you know, either a Special or a Haas coming out for TV0 or PVZ. I do think that for Haas, though, I think that maybe like your aggressive wild builds. Oh no, I was about to say that, you know, he's not gonna have as much leeway against a Zerg, but he does have like the slow charge lot all in, you know, like he's got his own tricks as well.
That's got to be worked out by now, surely. I feel like we've been seeing way too much of that. This is one of those things where, like, I think it's the same with Dolan as well, and I know it myself as well, having a few cheesy builds that I like to use here and there. When other people find out your cheesy build and start doing it, you can't touch it anymore. Like, it's not cool anymore. You got to be the indie kid where it's like, I was listening to it before it was cool, man. Like, Haas was doing charge lot, no charge lot.
Slow lot.
What do we call them?
Yeah, slow lots.
Old man zealot. He was doing the old man zealots.
Yeah.
I think they call them like broken back zealots or something like that.
Oh my god.
Anyway, he's doing the old man zealots before it was cool, and like now that it's become mainstream, he's going to be doing the no blink stalker all in, or the no adept mass, the no glaives mass adept.
Yeah, I was about to say, may 8 gate glaveless adepts. Let's go, puppy. Let's go. As we have our players ready, of course, the undefeated player so far with the first blood. Reynor is going up against
Let's go. GuMiho.
Oh my god. It made the most sense. It made the most sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think GuMiho or Special both probably could have gone for the snipe. I'm trying to remember as well. I feel like Special might have actually beaten Reynor at Katowice. He beat someone he wasn't supposed to beat. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, GuMiho did. Special did surprisingly well in the group stage of IEM. He did beat someone.
Oh, it was Solar, a DRG, and a Laser. That's right.
Yeah, that's it. The other Zergs. Yeah.
Just all of them.
all the Zergs, Papi, all the Zergs. But alas, he isn't going to be sent out yet. Instead, it is going to be the Gumi God himself.
Yeah, let's get this stuff on the road. Take it away, Mr. Announcer Man.
KaiZi Gaming versus Psistorm Gaming. Game 2. Let's get the show on the road.
Getting this show on the road, we shall, as spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, it is the KaiZi Zerg, trying to keep the other world champion nice and cozy, keep him in the wings for the grand final. This is a Reynor.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Altitude, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Psistorm Gaming, GuMiho.
I know that Altitude is like not something that Gumi necessarily chose. I think it's just the first map in this set, but I feel like it would be such a Gumi move to choose this map.
Oh yeah, he wanted it, Papi. He wanted it. Am I crazy? Does it look like GuMiho is like?
He's like leaning really far forward.
Yeah,
standing and leaning forward.
Yeah. The camera angle is really weird. Like the perspective.
And like blurry too.
Yeah. Like blurriness aside, even if it wasn't blurry, like it's like he's leaning into the monitor.
Yeah, it's like his monitor's like falling over down the back of his desk, and he has to kind of like lean over and like see the screen. He's like, I think I'm winning.
It's like he's standing up because he's like he's listening. He's waiting for like Menulog to like knock on the door, and he's he's gonna leg it and get his food without leaving the game.
Maybe he's got the Jadol sit stand desk.
Oh,
and Chad's
true.
standing his desk up, and he wasn't ready.
Oh my god. You know, he's being healthy. You know, you wanna stand up and sit down. You wanna be active. You wanna stretch your legs. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but here we go. We are going to be having GuMiho opening up here with a CC first. This is definitely how I would approach going for a. This is how I would approach playing on Altitude for sure. I think it makes a lot of sense because it's such a big map. Any kind of roach rushes don't really make any sense considering it's a huge map with a ramp at the natural as well. So he's going to be going into what looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1.
Definitely, but at the same time, I also want to say, oh my god, there's a lot going on right now. I just quickly want to say that, mate, don't pretend that GuMiho wouldn't go CC first on Neo Humanity as well.
Yeah, of course.
100%. As he's going for his third CC there, very quickly. You know, the factory isn't even done yet. We got the reactor on the way, but Reynor is going for a very fast pneumatized carapace before Ling speed.
Yeah, definitely, and that's going to help him out a lot. I think that's a really wise choice against GuMiho. I think he's been hurt before, to be honest, by GuMiho, and I think he wants to try to spot out, just anything like a 2-port BC. I'm pretty sure GuMiho has beaten him with 2-port BC recently, and Overlord speed is probably the best thing that you can do against that. It would make a lot of sense on this map as well, but he's just going to be seeing the bad news that it's a fast third CC.
Yeah, 100%. I was thinking the exact same thing. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, 2-port PCs. It's hurt him before. So we do have the scout just confirming the timing of that third TC, the timing of all the production as well, the add-on switch. So Reynor is completely in the know. As GuMiho is going Viking first.
Yeah, Reynolds tried to spring GuMiho here. He's just slammed the door open, run in, and been like, "Aha! I caught you." And Gumi's like, "I'm just doing a regular build. I'm just a normal guy." He's like,
I'm
"Why are
just
you
a no-
standing?" Don't worry, puppy. I always play like this.
Well, it's like, what were you hoping for, Reynor? What was going on? You wanted to see him a little bit more promiscuous, puppy. Aye, aye, aye.
Slams through the door, and GuMiho's just standing right in front of the door, staring at him. I've been waiting for you.
Oh my god. And with this, we do see that Banshee opener. He's going to be committing into the cloak, and there shouldn't be too much of a surprise. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be GuMiho. He throws down some extra factories. Oh!
Is he going to see it? Oh, huge denial of the scout there by GuMiho. Gumi being really sneaky there, actually faking out that he was going to go for Stim and then swaps it off. So Reynor, he sees that Stim was faked there. He is going to be going for a follow-up scout. I think that's extremely wise here, especially against a player the likes of GuMiho. And this Viking has a very important job to do right now.
Yeah, but even if the Vikings in position, we have Overlord speed. I think Reynor should be able to get in anyway as he goes in for the follow-up scout. The Viking doing the best he can to try and stop this. We do have that Marine in the main as well, but it looks like the jig is up. The factories have been spotted.
He's caught him lying. Gumi, why are you always lying? And now Gumi goes into Stim.
Reynor steps out. The door was closed, and then he's like, "Ha!" He like reopens the door. Gumi goes with his pants down. Oh god!
I was gonna say that, but I thought I better not.
I'll say it, Bobby. I'll say it.
Great. As we do see GuMiho going to be sharking around with these Hellions here, clearing up a little bit of creep. We do have Banshee speed on the way as well as that mag field, so it is going to be that battle mech style that has been very popular on these larger maps since the patch.
Oh, yeah, quite popular indeed, but you love to see not just the battle mech, but also the hyperflight rotors as well. Reynor's responding well, though, you know, now that he has confirmation that it is going to be mech, he's going to be going for that Spire, is going to be going for Mutaplay, which can do quite well, depending on that Cyclone count. Before that happens, though, GuMiho has a pretty terrifying force already. That's a lot of Hellions.
Yeah, there we go. So he's going to be running around with these Hellions. I am getting a little bit of buffering. Are you getting that as well?
Oh, the circle, papi.
Okay. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of latency here. Hopefully it isn't affecting the players as we quickly... as it looks like we are potentially going to be coming back soon.
Great still agree me.
Oh, no. I'm gonna quickly
This is
check
the
here.
last thing you. This is the last thing your creep tumor sees before it goes down in a blaze of fire.
Not
Gooby
like
standing
this.
over it, like, oh.
I just checked in. The Twitch stream is down as well. The Twitch clean feed. So it's just the internet is struggling a little bit over in the WTL studio, and hopefully we get it back soon. I'm sure that they are working on it. And as I say that, it looks like we are back.
Beautiful. Here we go. Back on in. Give me roasting and toasting all those creep tumors.
Oh, yeah, the tumors are going to be going down. It looks like, thankfully, the latency did not affect the players. Ooh, but nice target firing there. One of the Banshees is going to get picked up in the main base. The Hellions dive in towards the third. They target down the Banelings.
Yeah, beautifully done there by GuMiho. He is going to be able to get quite a bit of damage with these as well. Reynor going to have to commit the Lings in the defense, but I don't think there is enough here to take out all these Hellions. Not the worst trades at all, but these drones are under threat once again.
Yeah, exactly. Drones are going to be going down in total. Thankfully, the Spine Crawler does finish up in time. Reynor is able to push back the Hellions before too much critical damage was done. Drones, though, isn't too bad, but now the mutas are on the way.
Yeah, as we see in that picture, the muta is going to be going in, trying to see what damage they can get. It's going to be really important for the Cyclones of GuMiho to get in position to take those out. Cyclones, of course, now with that Magfield upgrade, do a lot more damage to mutas than they did on the last patch.
Oh, they really do. Meanwhile, I'm going to try... I think I was behind.
I jumped ahead.
Oh. Okay.
Describe things to me, puppy. I'll stop.
Oh god, it's okay. I jumped ahead as well. It looks like the Cyclones rocked up, and just as it should be, they spot a hatchery, they kill the hatchery. Aye.
Yeah, there is red mist where those queens used to be, and feels like GuMiho, he has the momentum he needs. He's being so active with this style of the Hellions and the Cyclones as well, that Reynor just really can't get a grip on where this game is going. He's just being pulled apart.
The lock-ons were insane. We do see a force cancel on the 5th base. Meanwhile, the Cyclones just shut down those mutas. Aye. You can definitely see how MaxPax Accelerators has been changed and how better they do against some of these non-armored units.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a moment alone after that. Like,
that was
I'm in my happy place right now.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, the Link Bane is barely going to be able to clean up the Hellions. Without the support of the Hellions, the Cyclones have to get the hell out of there, but reinforcements are on the way. The 4th base gets taken out, and Reynor is being pulled apart.
Man, if GuMiho leans any further forward, he is going to fall over, but looks like this game might even be over before that can happen, as these mutas are all getting taken down by the Cyclones. They are so low right now. The Banshees take down the base on the left. Reynor is down to 3 bases, and GuMiho, he is relentless with this pressure.
Oh my god, mate, we should have seen it. It was right there before our eyes. GuMiho, he is about to topple over because he's he's imbalanced. As Reynor is moving out once again with his mutas, but he is knocked down to only 3 bases. His drone count is in shambles against a mech player of all things.
A mech player, puppy. As we see GuMiho moving out once again with these Cyclones, and the Banshees going to be looking to clear up a little bit of creep here. And there really is not much creep to speak of whatsoever for Reynor right now.
Yeah, Banleys are being morphed in, but there's only a handful of them. What are they really going to do? The mutas dive on forward as well. They're trying to focus down as many of these Cyclones as possible, and they are getting on top of the Cyclones. The Link's coming from behind as well. Without this anti-air, Reynor is going to be able to hold on.
Yeah, they will be sandwiched. So these mutas are doing some good work here. The Banshee's going to be splitting, trying to get on out of there before they can be taken out. Cyclone's going to be taking out 3 more of those mutas, as we do see the Blue Flame Hellions going to be getting some more drone damage. And GuMiho, he is just all over Reynor here, but Reynor is starting to get himself back into this. It's going to take a lot more than that, though.
Oh, it is, because even though Reynor technically pushed back the army and reset the Cyclone count, he still lost 11 workers. He's still very hurt economically. So we'll see how Reynor can try and come back. We'll see if he can. I mean, he's at least trying to hunt down these Banshees, but what else can he do, Pup?
Yeah, what else can he do, as he now is just trying to get these bases up so desperately. I mean, this 4th is in danger from these Banshees once again. He's doing such a good job splitting them away from each other too, so he will be saving a few of them in that way.
Yeah, we'll be saving some of them at least, but to be fair, at this point, I feel like the Banshees, they're kind of useless. It's come and gone. Like, we don't really need to keep them alive right now, as the last remainder of the Banshees are going to be cleaned on up. As I say that, one lone hero Banshee clears out a mineral line. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that GuMiho has been able to keep this kind of early game-ish style going for so long here and get so much damage with it. He's just so active with these units. 14 more drones have gone down. He has been a man on a mission taking down these drones. And once again, these mutas, they cannot be everywhere all at once. Reynor's being picked apart.
Oh my god. There's no stack defense anywhere. A couple of spores are finally finishing up. Finally, some of these benches are going down, but 18 drones is far too much. And GuMiho, I just realized, I think this entire game he's been left untouched across the map. Like, he hasn't been harassed at all. I'd be surprised if he's lost more than a single-digit amount of SCVs.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting up to 5 bases now. This mutaflock for Reynor, it's getting pretty scary, but the thing about it is he just hasn't been able to get across the map with it, and GuMi just sends everything right now. It looks like he's got almost as many Cyclones as mutas. As long as he can keep those Cyclones protected, he should be able to take out a lot of these mutas, and there we go. The first lock-ons are going to be committed.
Yeah, exactly. The lock-ons nowadays, they don't just kill hatcheries, but they also kill everything else. Especially mutas. The muta cloud turns around. Oh, still no Spore at the 4th base! Not like this. More drones are falling, and GuMiho keeps pushing.
Yeah, big sigh coming out from Reynor. Looks like he's about to take his hands off the keyboard as well. This must have been such a frustrating game to play here, as those Cyclones going to be getting the lock-ons on the mutas. They get shredded by these Cyclones, and the Cyclones, for the most part, going to be able to get out of there. They are going to be going for those lock-ons once again, and oh my
God,
goodness,
what?
these mutas just get dunked on.
It took like 3 seconds for them to die. GG gets called. And GuMiho does not topple over, but instead, he tops Reynor over. Oh.
Over is important to add there, as we do have GuMiho with an absolutely dominant performance. Going to be looking to get Psistorm back in this one, and that looked honestly terrifying for Reynor. I mean, this Mutaling Bane style versus Battle Mech, I think it's dead, to be honest. I don't think it works anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that's a composition of the past. Like, we saw that as soon as, to be fair, it was only when the Cyclones had a lock-on available, but when they locked onto those mutas, the mutas would not survive at all. Like, it didn't take too many volleys for a muta to be focused down and just get deleted. It was disgusting. Actually disgusting.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
you're like, mate, I'm just gonna make a clip of this and I'm gonna save it for later. I'm gonna
at the whole game, those mutas dying everywhere. That last one,
it was to just watch in awe and just see the health bars just race to the finish line.
Chunked. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. So very well done there by GuMiho, taking the first game on altitude as well. You were mentioning it earlier, mech on altitude makes the most sense, but this was a very special kind of mech, and I'm sure Reynor's going to have some adjusting to do here for game 2.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was a wild game, and for the second map, we're actually going to be having Reynor picking out Ancient Cistern, which I find that kind of weird because that's a map that I think is also really good for this style. Maybe Reynor trying to bait him into doing that style, though.
Oh, we'll see if he takes the bait or if he gets baited here in the top right-hand corner, representing KaiZi Gaming from the land of Italy. It's the Blue Zerg. It is Reynor.
And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, taking that first life off KaiZi, but can he go any further? This is Psistorm's Terran in the red, GuMiho.
Oh, we have a pool first.
Interesting. So GuMiho this time not going to be going for that CC first. So Reynor is going to be kind of guessing right when it comes to this pool first. I think as well the pool first makes a bit of sense on this map specifically, just because we've been seeing a lot of players go for proxy Raxes here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Overlords are being sent out to hunt down and look for any kind of crazy proxies as well, in case that was to be true. And yeah, I'm really curious to see what the overall plan is going to be here for Reynor. I mean, the pool first is quite a safe move overall. Can definitely turn to be aggressive and maybe force some delays across the map. But as you were pointing out, this is a good map for mech. We expect GuMiho to play very similarly to last game. But will he even?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options. GuMiho has a lot of weird offbeat openings that he likes to go for. I mean, speaking of which, already going for a couple of Marines rather than a Reaper. So GuMiho hasn't done any scouting. He's just going to be trying to play things safe. And these Lings have a bit of potential to do some damage. It's going to be up to whether GuMiho catches this early. And, he's going to get baited by the Overlord. This is not good.
Yeah, he wants the Overlord, he wants the supply block, but the Lings are about to rock up again because GuMiho did an SCV scout. He doesn't know, Bobby. He doesn't know. He's rushing back home. Does have 2 Marines, so he's going to be able to step his mind out, but Reynor does pull back as well. Oh,
Ooh, good reaction from GuMiho though. Going to be pulling down those SEVs, and that will keep those Marines alive just for long enough. Gumi just continuing to make those Marines one at a time, just doing weird Gumi things as he is to do. Will be keeping himself safe, but behind this, Reynor going for a very early Roach Warren. This is exactly what I was thinking that he might be doing when he decided to go for this map.
100%, mate. He's skipping link speed. This time he is not going for an early pneumatized carapace. He's going straight for these roaches. And GuMiho, this has got to be in the back of his mind, right? He was looking dominant in the first game. Reynor to pick Ancient Cistern is a little bit sus. Something has got to be going on. We'll see if GuMiho can figure that out.
Yeah, and I mean, Gumi, he's going for a bit of a weird tempo sort of style here. I really like this one Hellion that he's going for. There's not really many people who do this in TBC. It's a really weird move, but it's pretty common in TVP. This Hellion is going to be used for scouting, and I think this should actually be able to get vision of the roaches coming across the map, and that'll give him enough time to at least get a tank up, but it's going to be a tough hold.
And this is so big brain. As you were saying, like, because GuMiho has so limited scouting information, and because StarCraft is such a game that relies so much on that, then he does go for it. He does see those roaches moving out across the map.
Yeah, interestingly, not going to be starting up a bunker. For Reynor, it's going to be important for him to get an Overlord across the map so he can get a higher ground vision of a tank. But he might also just be looking to deny mining on this natural.
Yeah, I'm shocked as well that we don't see a bunker on the high ground at least. I mean, GuMiho confirms that the roaches are here already. We do have a Liberator to defend. Tank comes out as well. He can hold on to the natural. Actually, he just moves down the ramp.
Yeah, going to be charging straight on down the ramp and pushing Reynor back. Takes out the Overlord as well. That's a really nice pick off. I mean, Reynor's got to be frustrated with that.
Mate, GuMiho has no fear. He's like, mate, he sees roaches and ravagers. Okay, I'm just gonna push you away with Marines, with man with gun. It's all you need.
This would be so frustrating to play against. I mean, he plays like a Diamond Terran, really, but he's got the skills to back it up. He's got the micro, he's got the game knowledge. Going to be clearing out these Overlords with the Liberator, sending her around to get a little bit of harass done in the main. There are no spores available. He's going to be dropping tanks. Okay, I think he's looking for the roaches with these tanks.
Yeah, he's pushing out with his medevac, with his tanks, like... The confidence that GuMiho has right now to not think that he needs them back at home to defend, and he can get into a really interesting position here. Actually going to be going to clear some creep, hunt down some drones, hunt down some queens.
He's so cool.
He knows. Like, a lot of Terrans, they don't know that you can just do whatever you want, mate.
Yeah,
oh my god. Yeah. Or maybe you just have to be GuMiho. I don't know.
I mean, there we go. He's going to be trying to drop those tanks down, getting the harass on the queen. He will be pushed back, but behind this, buying himself enough space to macro up. And I mean, this is the engine that allows him to do all the crazy stuff he does. His multitask, his macro behind everything that he's doing is at top tier level. And that's what allows him to be so strange and so odd. And the strangeness really does buy himself a lot of room to do what he does.
Yeah, he throws out extra actions. He's not even playing mech, by the way. He's going bio tank, and this could really catch Reynor by surprise. Another roach does get picked off, and Reynor has to be careful not to be caught droning too much because GuMiho is moving out.
It's just such a weird move out. Like, his stim is so far away.
Yeah, he doesn't even have stim. He doesn't have
crazy.
Anything. You don't need it. Oh my god. I mean, as long as GuMiho doesn't get caught on creep, I do think that he can threaten and even deny this fourth, by the way. Like, Reynor's going to be trying to expand, but if GuMiho rocks up, then he can just force a cancel.
Yeah, so much map presence here by GuMiho. Going to be just setting up that center of the map, and now backs off, trying to establish his third. We have 1-1 on the way. Stim just about finishing up now as well. The Liberator doing everything that he can to get that extra harass and extra scouting. And GuMiho going to be looking to stabilize.
Yeah, he is looking to stabilize, getting his third base up. Stim just now finishing up. So now if he does move out, it's going to be a little bit more sensible. He's going to have more firepower here with his army. The tank count is slowly getting higher and higher. We already have 4 tanks on the field.
Yeah, I mean, that tank count's getting pretty scary. Combat shield's on the way as well. So he does have the opportunity as well to start going for drops now that Stim's finishing up. And looks like he's just going to be using these Marines to get a little bit of map control here. This is so strange. It's just like
Yeah.
everything he's doing is not really what you're meant to be able to do, but he just makes it work so effectively.
Yeah, I'm really concerned here for Reynor. He's just droned up. He will have roach speed for the defense. But okay. GuMiho's actually not moving out with his tanks. I thought he was moving out with everything, but only the Marines, and oh, he does run into the army.
Yeah, going to be losing that Liberator as well. And this is where the speed of Reynor starts to come into things. Reynor can multitask with the best of them. He is going to be looking to go for a bit of a counterattack. And GuMiho, he is set up with the tanks at the third, but does he know this is coming? He needs those Marines to buffer.
He does need them to buffer. It looks like reinforcements are coming in just in time. One tank is going to be going down. Reynor, though, he knows, he smells weakness. He knows that there's not enough here.
Yeah, this was really mistimed by GuMiho. He's not going to be able to protect those tanks. Reynor taking out 4 of those tanks there and now just going to back off as the bio is arriving.
Oh, exactly. A couple of bios are going to be zoning away these Marines, but no, they do not slow down. They're going to be able to focus down some of these roaches in the retreat, but GuMiho did just lose 3 tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Behind this as well, Reynor going to be going up into Hive, has a Bay Nest on the way. He's going to be looking to diversify his army, and I don't blame him for not getting the Bay Nest so early. I wouldn't have expected GuMiho to necessarily stay going bio despite seeing so many Marines. You never really know with him, but behind this, Gumi going to be going into the extra Raxes, getting his 2-2, getting his 4cc on the way as well. So all in all, a pretty standard setup for him.
Yeah, definitely. Like, things are looking quite solid here. Oh, even catches some of these creeping queens as well. Nicely done. Reynor, unfortunately, he doesn't have his Lingbane ready yet. He's still just relying on Roach Ravager. And as a result, this drop play, this bio army can be quite flexible and it can find damage.
Yeah, there we go. GuMiho trying to keep all of this map control here, but it feels like Reynor, he is starting to get control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, the crease rate is looking quite good here for Reynor overall. He's taking another base. That's a 5th base, by the way. Has to be careful, though, because, oh, he leaves these roaches a little bit idle, a little bit too long. A lot of them do go down.
Yeah, a lot of the roaches go down. The scan here for GuMiho as well, really crucial. Going to be spotting out those infestors before they can get a big connection on the Marines. And with that, he is going to be pre-splitting those Marines a little bit in anticipation. Reynor going for a bit of an old school style here with that Lingbane Ravager Infestor.
Yeah, it can definitely help out. Like, Fungals can definitely make or break these big engagements if we do have them connect. But before that happens, of course, the base did go down. We have some Liberators finding the correct angle, trying to find some damage, and they kind of are. You know, 3 drones go down.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Gets those 3 drones, but Reynor now, he is going into the Ultra Den. He's going into Vipers as well, and the Ultras are really going to put an end to this. I mean, pure Marine bio is going to be in so much trouble versus that. This is a really nice spread by GuMiho, though. These tanks just going so far back. He's been so meticulous with setting this up, and Reynor's going to be going for a big surround, but he can't go too deep here.
Yeah, here we go. Reynor, he pulls the trigger. He's going to be able to get on top of one of these tanks. The Fungal misses, only connecting with the Medivacs. The Banelings are trying to find the connections, but the splits are just maybe a little bit too good. The Roaches are powering on through, but the tanks stand strong.
Yeah, the tanks stand strong. I'm not sure if GuMiho really knew just how deep that tank line was going to go. And GuMiho, he is going to try to push through here with this bio. Reynor going to be giving up this base, maybe trying to find some time to regenerate the energy on those infestors, get a bit more Lingbane up. And behind this, the first 2 Ultras are on the way.
Yeah, they are on the way. Thankfully, Reynor was able to keep his spellcasters alive after that engagement, so he's going to be able to slowly regenerate that energy. Vipers and infestors are out. But it looks like GuMiho, I don't think he really intends to turn around. He scans, he sees that Banelings are still being morphed in. I think he wants more.
Yeah, he wants to end it right here, right now, before that high attack can come out. And Reynor going to be setting up an enormous surround. Those Vipers going to be getting some energy, looking for those blinding clouds. We still have those infestors ready to go, cutting off the reinforcements as well. This is going to be a massive fight. Is the Observer up to the task?
Oh, here we go. The blinding clouds are thrown down, only covering 2 of these tanks, though. We actually didn't quite have enough energy for more. Regardless, though, the army comes in from behind. A couple of tanks are going to be going down. Is it enough? No.
Yeah, 5 tanks going to be standing strong. These Ultras trying to find a good angle to help deal with the army here, but those tanks are going to make a mince meat of those. That Ultra going to be going down, and GuMiho is starting to push forward. He is threatening the Evo chamber as well. That +2 is in a lot of peril, and Reynor just can't find a good angle to get in here.
Yeah, exactly. There's just too much Terran. The Vipers are gathering energy once again. By the time they go for another blinding cloud, I don't know if there's going to be enough on the ground. Reynor, he's setting up another surrounder. 5 more Ultras are popping.
Yeah, there we go. Those Ultras are going to be popping out. And here we go. He pulls the trigger. The Ling's going to be jumping in on the tanks. A lot of friendly fire going to be taking out those other tanks. It feels like Reynor might have finally got the cleanup he needs. Huge fungal going down on that bio.
Oh yeah, the fungal was beautiful. Only a single tank survives, and it may not have even survived. Oh, actually, he pulls back. Oh my god, it lives.
It lives, puppy, and this bio count for Gumi is insane. The Infestors, they're gone. There's nothing left for Reynor, just these 3 Ultras. It feels like Gumi might be starting to break through. I mean, this bio, it's so battered, it's bruised. If the Ultras can get on top of it, it's going to shred.
Oh my god, the Ultras are being targeted down. The army was overstimmed. The medevacs are running out of energy, and it looks like Reynor is barely gonna hold on.
Reynor holding on by the skin of his teeth there. It really looks like for a moment there that GuMiho was doing it, but Reynor finally stabilizes, finally pushes him back. I mean, GuMiho behind this is up to 5 bases, has that 3-3 on the way, almost finished there. I mean, that was just a terrifying push that he had, but he did lose all of his tech units. He lost all those tanks, lost all those Liberators, and what has he been able to resupply himself with?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, 3-3 is finishing up here for GuMiho. +3 attack actually finished as he was pulling back, so bit of a shame that he wasn't able to utilize that upgrade in the fight. But yeah, they will be available for the next one, as we can see here on the screen. +3 just finishing up for GuMiho. Does get eyes on some of these fresh bases as well, but it's gonna take some time for GuMiho to reposition his army and push out once again.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. GuMiho going to be trying to buy himself some time with that Liberator harass. We do see this. Spire going to be coming up for Reynor as well. He's going to have to make sure that he has a patient game plan for finishing this game off. It does feel like GuMiho is still well and truly in this.
Yeah, definitely. As both armies doing up maxing out. Oh, we do have a drop on the right-hand side. Do you see a force cancel on that base? So he's not going to take this line down. He's looking to take maybe another one of these hatcheries, just continuing to apply that pressure, and we can see the transition, the switch into Ghosts.
Yeah, definitely. So that Ghost count is going to help so much with the Ultras. I mean, the Marauders are good for a while, but once the Ultra count starts to get nice and high, you do need something that can deal with them a little bit more quickly.
Yeah, we need something else here. We do have a couple of parasitic bombs connecting with the, oh my god, with the medevacs, but nice splits overall. GuMiho's going to be able to avoid the majority of the damage and continue to push on through. These Ultras are looking a little bit exposed, but here we go. The rest of the Lingbane does rock up.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared for Reynor. He's up at 90 drones, so his army can't be the biggest right now, and GuMiho cutting SUVs a little bit earlier. His army is looking absolutely huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of supply here, a lot of man with gun. We do see a drop on the right-hand side going to be pulling some of Reynor's attention away. A lot of the reinforcements are trying to deal with these Marauders. There's an SCV there as well that's been there the entire time, actually. Shout out to that one worker.
Leave him be. He's doing good work.
He's actually adding some DPS. As here we go. Reynor's collapsing once again on this army, but this time no blinding clouds.
No blinding clouds, but a massive fungal going to be connecting on all that bio. But the bio, it isn't finished off. The medevacs are going to be able to get back in there and start healing that up. So not the best trade there for Reynor. And Reynor, he is losing his natural.
Oh, the SCV's still there, by the way. Let's go. Oh, the natural hatchery goes down. That Marauder drop is so tanky, especially with 3-3. Like, Reynor has been neglecting his upgrades. He spent his gas early on to make sure he got into Hive, into Ultras, into Kindness Plating. As a result, he has 1-2 for his melee, so it just takes him forever to kill these Marauders.
Yeah, I mean, for Reynor here, it feels like... Oh, and that was really cute. I think that's a... that's kind of a new move that you can do now, that you can cancel the snipes. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, it cancels the snipe. Hot pickup as well, keeping those ghosts alive, and GuMiho is continuing to push on forward. Reynor needs more time to be able to catch up in those upgrades, but as he waits, more ultras get sniped.
Yeah, more
Look,
ultras are going down here. And it really does feel like Reynor is just being suffocated in this game. GuMiho has just been all over him. His army's just been huge. Like, I don't know where Gumi's getting all this army from, but it is just destroying Reynor here, and Reynor here struggling to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, I'm sure, is that there's a lot of supply dedicated to trying to and failing to deal with the drops on the right-hand side. Those Marauders have been kind of a thorn in Reynor's side for a very long time. Once again, just trading with these Lings. Meanwhile, GuMiho is just pushing on forward on the left-hand side, continuing to snipe ultras whenever he can.
Yeah, here we go. Reynor going to be trying to jump on this army here. Good Blinding Cloud coming out from the Viper is going to be sending a little bit of that bio in towards those Ultras. The Baneling's starting to get on top of the Ghost, but good snipes coming out from the Ghost. These Ultra is going to be taken down, and in the end, GuMiho making a pretty good fight out of that, but does lose all his tanks.
Does lose every single tank, but does he need the tanks? That's the question. The answer is yeah, probably. The Lings are going to be able to catch some of these reinforcements, and ooh, GuMiho may be overextending a little bit.
Yeah, could it be, as we see those Ghosts trying to get the snipes on the Ultras, but the Ling damage is going to be cancelling that out, and Reynor going to be getting on top of all of these units. The last few Ghosts are going to be picked up into those medevacs, but it does feel like Reynor being able to push back at GuMiho. He needs to make sure he doesn't overextend, though.
Oh, exactly, and we're just having a look at the units tab there. We're down to only 2 Ultras remaining. We do see Reynor trying to get on top of this army once again. Unfortunately, no Banelings, and I said 2 Ultras. Now just 1.
Yeah, now just one. We see a few more on the way. We see Infestors trying to be desperately taken out, but GuMiho is just relentless with this pressure. That was not a good trade for Reynor there. The mouth is open. He realizes that he needed to hold this base. The Ultra is going to be popping out. This is not where he wants the Ultras to be spawning.
Oh my god, GuMiho, he's surprising himself. As he is once again just landing those snipes, and he has so much momentum going his way. Sure, we have some parasitic bombs, but once again, the splits are too good.
They are too good. GG is called, and that blurry guy over there going to be winning that game.
Oh my god, did you see that? He was drying his hands. Things are getting quite hot and heavy, quite intense. GG, GuMiho takes down Reynor 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. GuMiho getting his team back in this. I mean, Reynor did such a good job getting KaiZi off to a good start, but GuMiho, he is not going to let this be a wash. We are 1-1 now. Both of those players taken down, and GuMiho going to be facing the next player from KaiZi Gaming, be it Spirit or be it Oliveira.
Oh, exactly. GuMiho, he is the ace. He is a titan. He is a force to be reckoned with. And this game took a lot of turns. But despite all those turns, it also felt like GuMiho just constantly had the ball rolling. He was constantly the aggressor as well. There was one moment, if you recall, where GuMiho was like dedicating a lot of his supply, a lot of his Marines to like a drop on the left-hand side, and then he exposed his own tanks, and then that's when I think like 3 to 4 tanks died to Reynor's push, and from that moment it was like, oh my god, GuMiho has to calm down, he has to slow down here, but no, everything told him to stop, but he just wanted to go, and yeah, just the way that he controls his army, his decision making, it's very unique. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the way that he spread those tanks over several screens over on that right side, that's not really something that you see anyone else do. And everything that you see him do, I mean, maybe this isn't the case for such an experienced Zerg as Reynor, but for me, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this shouldn't work. This is the kind of thing that you learn how to not do anymore. And then GuMiho's like, no, it's fine. You can just go buy a tank against Ultras. It's fine.
Yeah, buy a tank, mate. You know, Marauders, just focus fire.
It's like you can't attack with that, and he's like, no. You can. You just attack over the entire map.
Yeah. Oh my god! And to be fair, a lot of this did come down to the fact that GuMiho was so on top of his upgrades, and despite there being ultras, like again, they were never the most upgraded ultras. It took a long time to even get like 2-2 for Reynor, let alone 3-3. So because of that, the Marine Marauder army was able to trade relatively efficiently until the ghosts came in. So yeah, very unique, very inspiring play from GuMiho, and now it looks like we may be getting ready for a TVT.
Oh. Wake up, Oliveira.
Oh,
we need you once again.
It's bed time, Papi. You know, he's a normal guy. You know, you go to bed at 10 p.m. They're making him stay up.
He goes to bed at 6 a.m. He said that. He's an animal.
Oh my god, we'll see. So yeah, well, just again, we may be being tricked here. There have been times where we get these zooms on Oliveira and he doesn't even play. But it's possible that they need to bring the big guns out for GuMiho. You know, they need to take him seriously.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Oliveira versus GuMiho, that is a fascinating matchup. I mean, despite the confidence and the dominance of Oliveira, there's no one that can really prepare you for GuMiho.
Exactly. You can take down the best of them. You can take down Maru, you can take down Clem, you can take down Hero Marine, but GuMiho, he is his own unique person. He's like the bunny, you know? The player and the animal. So yeah, GuMiho, he can be really difficult to prepare for. If you're not practicing with him, then you're not ready for it.
Yeah, and I mean, he does not care if you're the world champion. He's still going to try to toy with you with Magfield Cyclones and all the other crazy stuff that he does in this matchup.
Exactly. Regardless of whether it's Oliveira or Spirit, it is going to be a TVT coming up next, best of 2. And we're yet to see kind of the final verdict on who KaiZi sends out here for GuMiho. For the time being, we are tied up, actually. You know, Reynor was able to 2-0, GuMiho also able to 2-0, so we're pretty neck and neck so far in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. One life taken off for each team, so there is plenty more to go tonight.
Plenty more, Papi. Plenty more. Meanwhile, of course, DPG are patiently waiting. People may be wondering, are we going to get the finals tonight? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. After this series, we're going to have some interviews. We're going to have a break. And DPG will be featured against the winner here. I'm sure they're going to be patiently waiting. And they're another one of these kind of, I say another one. They are literally the only team that has won World Team League. Dries, this is Season 4. 1 to 3 were all won by Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
Holy, yeah, I mean, this would be one hell of a story if Oliveira and KaiZi Gaming were able to upset DPG here, but they are by no means in that game already. I mean, Psistorm putting up a fierce fight, and I could really see this one going either way.
Really can feel like it's all going to come down to this, especially if it is Oliveira versus GuMiho. This is going to be the turning point, whether things sway in one direction or the other. We could even go the distance. If you recall, last night we stayed up until almost 4 a.m. with the Super Ace match. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'd like to have a co-caster for the entire event, because I do know some people have to wake up somewhat early in the morning tomorrow. So yeah,
in the morning.
You too. Some people have to wake up in the morning. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Stay with me.
What are they talking about?
they're
Oliveira.
Oh, let's go, Papi. He is coming out. Oliveira is the player.
Didn't he have 3 10s before?
Oh, maybe they docked him some points because he lost yesterday.
I think they took one off defense because he lost the game.
Wow, brutal, mate, brutal. Oh my god. But fighting back Oh, we have the Gumi Godge himself. He is doing work here for his team. Can he keep it up? Can he bring down the world champ?
Yeah, is he going to be able to do the impossible? Does he even know that Oliveira is the world champ? Does he care?
Oh. Does he care? I mean, I just want to see if he takes a different position here. You know, we have seen kind of the angle that he needed to bring down Reynor, and we'll see what he does here against Oliveira. Let's start the game.
All right, and here we go. Spawning up in the top left-hand corner of the map. It is the IEM World Champion playing for KaiZi Gaming. This is Oliveira.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gresvan, we have his opponent, the South Korean Terran player representing Psistorm Gaming, GuMiho. All right. Well, here we go. We have our TVT. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for maybe GuMiho to be towering over the camera, but
Shows his
so
chest,
far,
yeah.
yeah. Oh my god. Still just in the same position. Hopefully he doesn't throw his back out.
Still just going to be leaning over there, as we do have a little bit of a difference in the build so far already. I mean, we saw this with Beyond yesterday, playing TVT on Gresvan, going for the Rax expand, and GuMiho is going to be doing the same here.
Yeah, is going to be doing the same. I mean, we do see the players kind of differing in that way. We do already see the CC on the low ground. Oliveira is going to get eyes on this, and we'll see kind of how these two builds kind of shape up against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be seeing if Oliveira is able to, just ignore the craziness, just do his own thing. I mean, to be fair as well, GuMiho, as he was showing in that last game, very capable of playing the standard game as well, and will do it in a series just to mix things up as well as his crazier builds. But Oliveira, he's just been looking so very solid in TVT.
Yeah, I mean, in every matchup, to be fair. Like, Oliveira is the world champion for a reason, but I agree. Specifically here in TVT, it is no surprise that he was able to bring down Maru, as we do see a bit of a skirmish between these two Reapers. Oliveira does pull back.
Yeah, Oliveira pulling back to that smokestack. GuMiho, of course, not going to be chasing in through that. We do see quite a few extra Marines being made by GuMiho, so wants to be very safe against any possible aggression coming out from Oliveira.
Yeah, even throwing out a bunker outside is natural as well, just to secure his position and make sure he is safe against any kind of mass Reaper or Hellion play, which is kind of what Oliveira is going for. He's just amassing a decent amount of those units so he can be a little bit aggressive, so he can push out.
Yeah, and there we go. GuMiho going to be getting that full scout in here at the main. Should be able to take out one of these SCVs as well, but no, very nice repairs coming out from Oliveira. That was slick moves. A little bit lucky with the RNG as well.
A little bit lucky, but definitely skill-based as well. He's able to keep his workers alive. Now he can be active on the map with his 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. Of course, if he needs to, he can try and bypass this bunker and just dive on in, run past straight into the mineral line, and maybe try and get a bit of damage done. Oof.
Yeah, Time is going to be spotting out that with that first little Reaper there. So GuMiho keeping everything safe and secure. Oliveira as well, not going to be going for a tank drop this time, which is usually the punish when you're going up against these fast expands. Instead, just going to be going into his more standard Raven Cyclone based play, as we do see him. Yeah, maybe looking to, I think he will look to start a very early third. That's another way that you can approach this.
Yeah, we'll see if he does throw that down. For the time being, again, just
Ooh.
another back and forth here in the middle of the map.
The world champion Micro on full display there. Going to be keeping all of those Reapers and nice and safe. And behind this, GuMiho is going to be going for a very fast stim, actually.
Yeah, Sim has started up. The Reapers are going to slip on in, and we're going to be seeing a delay here on the CC. Nicely done. Does pick off that building SCV. Even gets one of the Hellions.
Yeah, one of the Italians going to be going down, and the Reaper's being traded out here for Oliveira. Oliveira starting up his third CC only now as well, so he's going to be pretty far behind in the economy. And yeah, GuMiho actually kind of looks like he's ahead in every metric. I'm just trying to work out how this has happened, to be honest. But Oliveira looking very behind in quite a few different ways.
It's pretty interesting what GuMiho has been up to, right? Like, he's kind of approached this in a very different way, where he did delay his starport, he doesn't have a Raven or anything like that, he's not really too concerned with that, he's just going into more of a biocentric composition, even throwing down and investing in double NG baits.
Yeah, I mean, Oliveira definitely ahead on the tank and Raven count. Okay, yeah, this is his third Raven, so he does have a timing here. If he pushes out with 3 Ravens, he can disable all the tanks of GuMiho, and he'll still have plenty of energy left for turrets.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if it's going to be enough to break the massive Marine count that GuMiho is going to have to work with, as he's making 3 Marines at a time. We do see a scan just getting an eye on the production, but the army is moving out. We have those 3 Ravens. We have a lot of potential here with those spells.
Yeah, 100%. We do see Oliveira going to be going early into Vikings as well, so wants to be making this push one that lasts for a little bit longer as well. As he breaks down this rocks, tries to find an angle here on the third. Great scan there, spots all those Raxes already on add-ons, and he will know that this is the perfect time to get in here.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go, already diving on top of that third CC, is able to siege up and get a lot of DPS already. Can he actually focus the base down?
Yeah, I mean, this tank is going to be in an awkward position here, but these Ravens can start to look to disable the tanks, and GuMiho doesn't really have enough buy to threaten this. He might just want to go for a counterattack.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, for the time being, it looks like he wants to maybe try and collapse from the north side. He's going to be able to stim on forward here. He wants to get on top of the tanks. Ravens were a little bit out of position, but he doesn't commit.
Yeah, really nice job there by GuMiho as well. Going to be going for the unsiege, getting those tanks back to safety before he's able to be sieged up on. And a little bit of indecision coming out from GuMiho. 6 of these SCVs going to be going down.
Oh my god, they do go down. The tanks are out of position, by the way. Only Marines to defend the natural, and Oliveira, he's slowly pushing forward.
Yeah, Oliveira doing a really great job handling this. He does need to reinforce this army at some point as well, as that Marine count of GuMiho starts to go up, and looks like instead of doing that, he is just going to be pulling back.
Yeah, it looks like he was maybe afraid of a drop, and to be fair, it makes sense. GuMiho was kind of positioning himself to move out across map with these Marines, but he has been caught out. The auto turrets are being thrown down, and does Oliveira have enough to protect his tanks? Looks like, he barely will.
Yeah, the splits coming out from GuMiho really nice. Those 3 tanks going to be going down, and GuMiho has the potential for a big counterattack now. Oliveira scrambling to get his tanks in positions. Does have the Vikings to protect himself from the Doom drop, but GuMiho, he does not care. Actually going to be going for a bit of a combat drop here to get those tanks in position faster.
Yeah, exactly. And Oliveira, upon losing those 3 tanks, oh my god, that was just a loss that he couldn't quite afford. Not here, not now. He's going to go for one of these disables, but does he have enough? Does he have enough turrets?
Well, it does feel like GuMiho is starting to break forward, and the Marine micro from GuMiho has been absolutely fantastic. The way that he splits those Marines as he pushes forward against the tanks, really limiting the effectiveness of the splash damage. And Oliveira, he is scrambling to make a defense here, but these Ravens, they are out of energy. They are not going to be helping.
Yeah, they don't have anything to provide here. He pulls the boys. The Liberators do show up in time, but not before the majority of the tanks have been taken out. Oliveira barely forcing GuMiho back.
Yeah, Oliveira here losing workers, losing tanks. Most importantly, loses Ravens as well. Only 1 Raven remains. And I mean, when all's said and done, GuMiho, because he's been kept off that third for so long by the contain of Oliveira, he is still equal on workers. So despite how good that attack was looking and how much damage it did, looks like the game is in a fairly even state right now.
Yeah, exactly. GuMiho, he wasn't really able to take advantage of his third CC for a very long time. Now he is, so economically things are pretty even. It's just they have such a different outlook here on their army compositions. GuMiho just avoiding Viking and Raven production entirely. We do have a little bit of Liberator harass coming in, and yeah, once again, GuMiho's economy is going to be hindered.
He has that ghost shot taking out the Marine there, but GuMiho is not being allowed to mine from this third at all, and that one Marine going to be taking a long time to take this out. Oliveira sensing something might be up, is splitting off a small amount of his army, throwing down some scans to try to work out where exactly GuMiho is right now.
Where are you? And it's like he's at home. Did have a drop out there, to be fair, but GuMiho does end up pulling back with it. Is going to be just focusing on recovering here from the chaotic nature of the early game. GuMiho now starting to invest into Vikings.
I do really like how cautiously Oliveira is playing this. He is trying to secure everything, make sure that he's in a good spot. Gets that fourth on the way as well. I don't believe GuMiho started up his fourth yet, so looks like Oliveira is going to be content to just play a bit more of a turtling style here, and I do like this for him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he for the most part is able to maintain his economic lead. His upgrades are looking quite nice as well. 4th CC on the way. Still don't see it in sight for GuMiho, period. He's trying to be active here with some drops, but now that things have settled down, Oliveira, like he's ready to receive.
Yeah, absolutely. He has all of his units so brilliantly in position. GuMiho are going to be poking and prodding, testing the defenses here, trying to see if he can find any opening, and trying to establish the the room that he needs for himself to get his fourth up.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're really waiting for, especially from GuMiho. He's actually started Liberator production now, just to try and mix in now that he's got a couple of Vikings.
Yeah, I think he still hasn't started a fourth.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Unless, we're just getting a
for it too.
Yeah, we're getting a Panda the main, and I was thinking maybe there was one there, but no, they were Raxes instead. So GuMiho's still only on 3 CC, just making as many units as possible. Going to be cutting on SCVs. Bear that in mind as well if we do end up in a max out scenario.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to have a terrifying army. Oliveira is going to need to put this together and make sure that he's not building too many more SCVs than this, which looks like he is at a count that he's happy with here. And behind this, GuMiho, he is going to be scanned, so a good amount of this army's been spotted out. He finally gets that fourth going on location, but Oliveira is looking in a much superior economic position.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see how this does progress. Obviously, GuMiho does have a supply lead, especially an army supply lead. He's up 20, he's pushing up this ramp. Oliveira, he was a little bit out of position, just now rocking up with his tanks.
Yeah, only now rocking up with his tanks. These Marines of Oliveira really bunching up here, but the disables here were so clutch. Those 2 key tanks being taken out, and Oliveira crushes the fight.
Wow, GuMiho, he was once up in army supply, now he is down. He lost so much in that fight. He does have a second wave already coming in towards this triangular third. Oliveira in the midst of moving out across the map, so this is catching him a little bit off guard.
Yeah, I believe GuMiho was able to take out the sensor tower here, and he should be able to get some damage down on this orbital, but Oliveira, he is not turning back. He is going to be heading straight across the map. There is one tank in position for GuMiho, but Oliveira just going to be able to siege up on that, and it looks like this orbital command is going to be going down.
Well, it is going to be going down. Oliveira unsieges. GuMiho is coming in from behind. He's pulling the tanks as well. The tanks of Oliveira weren't ready for this.
Yeah, he's on Siege Puppy. He does get caught out by the massive surround of GuMiho, and that was a really brilliant fight for him there. I do believe that the base was still able to be taken out. Oliveira going to be scanning there, does spot out that there is an extra CC there, but GuMiho does feel like he's all in with this army now.
Yeah, he's looking to reinforce the tanks that are across the map. I love this from Oliveira. He rocks up with the Lone Liberator to just cripple the economy of GuMiho to put him on a timer.
Yeah, these 3 tanks going to be taken out before the reinforcements can arrive, and Oliveira somehow finding the time here to go for that lib harass. I mean, all this buy for GuMiho, it is so low. Oliveira sensing that, tries to go forward and take it out, but does actually lose all of his buy. We're going to be losing these tanks as well.
Yeah, I don't think he was anticipating the Liberators to show up as well. They really did change the game for GuMiho in that fight. But he lost a lot of Marines, he lost a lot of tanks. GuMiho, he doesn't really have much left over. He's waiting for his reinforcements.
Yeah, Oliveira trying to take out the last few Vikings here for GuMiho, and GuMiho, he is flat broke. He does not have the minerals to replace this army, and Oliveira going to be pushing it back, takes out the last of the tanks. Feels like GuMiho losing a little bit of steam with this push, and Oliveira might just be able to hold on, as we do see GuMiho dipping down into 35 workers. His economy, it's battered, it's bruised, it's ruined. Is he going to be able to make one last push?
Oh, it's gone, Papi. He is all in right now, and he still has a pretty formidable army. But the longer this goes on, in 10 seconds, Oliveira is about to kick in with 3-3. So GuMiho's army will just straight up be worse. He doesn't have the tank count. He does have a lot of Marines. And Oliveira is in the middle of moving out across the map. So Oliveira's, this is the most exposed that he is right now. This is maybe best case scenario for GuMiho if he can break on in.
Oh, yeah, but there's not enough tanks and Marines. Just going to be smashing on through. Oliveira takes that one out in a thriller of a game one of this TVT.
Oh, GG. Oliveira takes the first game. Things are getting a little bit spicy, Papi.
Yeah.
Things are getting a little bit scary for Oliveira. Oh, but GuMiho with the Supermax, you know, had that terrifying army, but didn't really have too much to fall back on, and kind of put himself in that position. I say kind of, because Oliveira also did a great job at backstabbing and crippling the economy of GuMiho even further.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, that was a pretty scary game for Oliveira. I feel like that's the most he's been tested in a little while in TVT, which, considering the caliber of players he's been going up against, is saying a lot.
Definitely. It was a breath of fresh air, the way that GuMiho was playing out that TVT as well. Very bio-tank centric, something that you don't see too often in the current meta of TVT. And again, it almost worked out for him. But just like that, GuMiho is going to be taking a loss. That means that he is going to be knocked out, but he has a chance to bring down the world champ with him. Game 1 was close. Game 2, I expect more of the same, mate. I expect another nail biter. But what map are we going to be on?
Yeah, what map indeed. I think GuMiho might want to go for another big map. I reckon we could see him breaking out altitude.
Oh,
And breaking out
mech?
the mech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. I was thinking the same, to be honest. Not just because GuMiho is kind of known for it, but I do think it would be a really good change of pace and maybe a little bit jarring for his opponent if he did switch his style so drastically to something like a mech composition. So we'll see if we get our wishes granted. No, he goes for Neo-Humanity. Could still be mech.
Yeah. This is a disgusting mech map.
Yeah. Oh boy. So one of the smaller maps, but a lot of very defensive locations here with the rocks, with the choke points for the mech.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a pretty scary map, but if anyone can show us how to defeat mech on Neo-Humanity, it's Oliveira, and here he is, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the blue Terran, playing for KaiZi Gaming. This is Oliveira.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Neo-Humanity, representing Psistorm Gaming, it's the South Korean Terran. It is GuMiho. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this show on the road.
As GuMiho is sending out pretty interesting SCV towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Oh, being a little bit cheeky.
Yeah, GuMiho going to be going for a bit of an unusual build. He's going to be having one Rax at home, one out on the map, going for a bit of a hidden proxy Reaper here, and this is a difficult one to scout.
It really is. I mean, this isn't the most committed proxy by any means, but it's a way to be aggressive. It's a way to just have this window where you have the Reaper advantage and you can maybe snowball a little bit, maybe catch the Reaper of your opponent and just get even more damage done from there. So we'll see if Oliveira is going to be able to recognize what's going on and protect these first couple of units.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Oliveira not going to be going for the scout this time. So this build, of course, the double gas, if you don't scout, you can be safe to proxy Reaper builds. Just comes down to the micro, comes down to how quickly you can put it together. As long as you don't lose your first Reaper, you should be okay.
Yeah. It's all about that first Reaper. We'll see if he can keep it alive. Also, it's possible that not SCV scouting for Oliveira is maybe a good thing because now, you know, he's going to be a little bit more attentive and a little bit more, like maybe even aware of something going awry as he has that lack of information. Already, 2 Reapers are going to be making their way, though, into the main, in towards the natural even.
Yeah, they are going to be going into the natural. They do reveal themselves. We do have that extra SCV as well. I really like this move, using that just as a bit of a buffer, just to mess up a bit of the micro for Oliveira. And we are going to be getting a decent delay here on the CC. Actually throwing down a bunker as well. Very unusual. Oliveira going to be able to push him back here, and I don't think there is any chance of this bunker getting up here, but it will still mess up the AI of the Reapers.
It's true. It will draw the auto attacks towards the bunker when we do have that Reaper on Reaper action. Nice cheeky moves from GuMiho, but he is forced to cancel that bunker. Oh.
Yeah, and we do see him dipping in once again with the 4 Reapers. So if Oliveira didn't know before that it was a proxy, he will now. But with 3 Reapers and a Hellion, I think you can start to fight this.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it all comes down to whether GuMiho can spread efficiently against these Hellions to minimize the splash damage. But Oliveira feeling a little bit confident. Oh, we even had a Marine sent out as well.
Yeah, GuMiho is starting to send Marines across the map, but this slow zone is really going to punish him here. He's going to be losing all of his Reapers. He has to turn and fight, but all of the Reapers going to be going down. Oliveira with these 2 Reapers, with this 1 Hellion, going to be going out across the map. The bunker is perfectly in time, but his tech is so far behind. He is equal on workers, but still a little bit behind. No, actually, it feels like he's a little bit ahead on the CC, but there's just so many ways that Oliveira can get himself back into this with that faster starport.
Definitely, as Oliveira's even across the map denying any kind of mining here at the natural for GuMiho. So even though he has a faster CC, he can't really take advantage of it at the moment. At the same time, GuMiho with the 1 Marine is able to get 2 SCVs.
Yeah, there's 1 Marine. It's so weird, but that's what GuMiho does best, these crazy strategies. Oh, unfortunately, not looking there. Isn't going to be able to take out this Reaper, but the Hellion going to be able to dip in and finish the job. Oliveira going to be looking to get some damage back on the other side with this tank drop. I think this is a fantastic choice for the situation.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just add to the chaos, mate, as the Reaper goes in and does pick off 1 Marine of GuMiho, and every Marine, every unit does count. GuMiho finally is able to mine from his natural, catch up and take a lead in that worker count, mule his heart out. But the drop, it's coming.
Yeah, this is really greedy by GuMiho to go for that factory so late and still go for all of these different add-ons at the same time. And Oliveira, he's going to be able to get in and get that punish on that. And there is no mining at the natural now. Oliveira creeping ahead in this game, and GuMiho's crazy strategy, it feels like it's not really paying off here.
It's backfired, Bobby. He was doing all these flips, he was doing all these tricks, and then he slipped and he hurt his ankle, Bobby. It did not work out in the end. No mining whatsoever here at the natural.
Yeah, no mining, and Oliveira going to be able to dip on out of here with all these units. The tank is in position. Oliveira going to be spotting that out, but behind this, he is making those Ravens, making those tanks. He's going to have a terrifying Raven push.
Yeah, exactly. Behind this, we already have a 3rd CC on the way here for Oliveira, about to finish up. So he's going to be able to fall back on that superior economy once again and just continue to maintain that. And as you were saying, that Raven has a lot of potential here to just shut down any kind of tanks that GuMiho has and just provide an opening.
Yeah, I think GuMiho as well, realizing just how far behind he is, knows that he has to go all in. He's going to be going for a 2-base all in here, so he gets a very early +1. Going to be getting tech labs on both his extra Raxes there, so he can get stim and combat shields at the same time. So he will have a really nasty timing coming up if he can last that long.
Yeah, if he can survive, he's going to be scary, but that's a big if as the tanks are already knocking down the front door. There's only a single tank here covering that bunker, forces a salvage, and does scan ahead of time. That Viking is going to be able to provide a little bit of support here, but Oliveira doesn't care.
Yeah, Oliveira moving forward aggressively with those Ravens means that the tanks can't siege because they're under threat of it being Matrix, but instead of committing the Matrix, just shoves his tanks on in there. GuMiho being forced back into the recesses of his natural here, and this orbital, it's going to go down. Oh, so close to going down.
It's so close. The repairs are barely going to be able to keep it alive. But as GuMiho is stuck on one base economy, Oliveira is getting his third up and running. That's just how far ahead he is. And if there was ever any doubt about Oliveira's TVT, nah, mate, you're coping. Oliveira's insane. GG gets called. He takes it 2-0.
Yeah, dominant game coming out there from Oliveira. Feels like GuMiho maybe losing a little bit of confidence from that first game, wanting to get a bit more of a cheeky win in the end there, but can never really know what goes on through that man's head, and it's what makes him such a powerful, such a scary player. Unfortunately, not enough to get through the world champion this time.
Exactly. Unfortunately, GuMiho's opener kind of fell on its face. Like, it was really brutal to see all of his Reapers caught in that slow zone. And for one, I'm excited to see that slow zone actually impact the game. You don't see that happen too often with some of the features on some of these maps. But that was brutal to witness. There was no escaping that moment. And from that moment, Oliveira just had the map control, just had the momentum going his way. Oh, GG.
Yeah, normally the Zerg Cabal, they just find some rocks lying around, they put them over the top of the slow zone, and they're like, there's nothing here, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, puppy. Nothing to see here, but alas, GuMiho had to see there, and yeah, very solid performance from Oliveira. We were worried that maybe he wasn't awake, you know, he was like rubbing his eyes, he was yawning, he just got out of bed, he was having a bit of a nap on the couch in the green room. But apparently, you know, still in tip-top form.
Yeah, it turns out a normal tired guy, he can do it.
He can do it. And now Psistorm Gaming, they fielded their MaxPax, they fielded their GuMiho. Who is going to be coming out next? KJ was given a lot of props to Haas. Haas is out there. Haas has been preparing. He has been practicing. He has been sharpening his knives, getting ready to assassinate one of these players. Or is it going to be El Dorito, El Juanito?
Yeah, Haas would be a really sick snipe pick, but there's a few different players they have available to them. Of course, they've got Juanito special there. We've got Nicaract, who is a bit of a TVT sniper himself, or Haas or Gerald as well. There's quite a few different options. I mean, they've got a pretty deep roster here, Psistorm, and I feel like that's part of what's led them to this success.
Yeah. I always remember back in the Pro League days, they would have players that were not necessarily like the most well-rounded top tier player, but they would be specific snipers for specific matchups. You know, you'd have like back in the day for CJ Entis, you'd have like Hush for PvPs, you'd have like Byung for TVT, things like that, Ragnarok for ZVZ, you know? You just send them out just for these specific players, just for these matchups. And it's something that Psistorm can definitely take advantage of. I'm really curious as to what kind of planning they had going into this, and what they decide for the next player, because they, as you said, they got options.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what a story it would be if they picked out Haas and Haas 2-0'd the world champion here.
That would be wild, mate. The unofficial world champion, Haas, maybe. It's possible, mate. It's possible. Oh my god. We'll see. As Psistorm, they are deciding, they are deliberating right now. We're just, you know, having a bit of a cheeky sneak peek there at Oliveira preparing. Clearly.
He's just chilling. He's just, you know, doing his normal stuff, getting about his day.
He's just a regular human, you know? He's just doing human things. Just checking his email, you know, just checking the weather for tomorrow.
Yeah, just hitting him with that kind regards. Good balanced thing to say. Why not?
Yeah, balanced, Bobby, balanced. That looks like the player has been chosen. Of course, representing KaiZi, Oliveira is gonna be fighting back.
Fighting back. And the opponent will be a special. Okay.
Okay, so my condolences to the populace of the Hasian Republic. I know that they always come out strong here whenever they catch a whiff of that cheese, whenever they smell it on the horizon. But for now, Haas is not going to be coming out in this series.
Yeah, it's not going to be Haas. It will be Special, and Special himself, a little bit of a TVT sniper. He's had some nasty wins in the past. I know he almost took out Clem in a best of 5, and he does manage to take out some really big names in TVT here and there, especially with his 2 starport strategies.
Oh yeah, he loves it. He likes it, Bobby. He likes it. Yeah, it's very fitting that both Special and GuMiho are on the same team because I'm not necessarily saying they play the same, but like their mantra is quite similar, and we'll see if he can avenge his fallen teammates in the next game.
Versus Psistorm Gaming. Game 4. Let's get the show on the road.
Take it away.
As here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. He has put in some serious work so far, but his watch is not yet over. This is KaiZi Gaming's Oliveira.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Mexican Terran player. He is red, representing Psistorm Gaming, looking to avenge his fallen comrade. It is Special. You can see Special. He doesn't have the blurry face, but he does have the blurry background. That's GuMiho behind him. That's what that means.
It's just the mist in the air around GuMiho.
Yeah, I mean,
His
he's
aura.
not. Yeah, he's no longer there in body, but he is there in spirit to watch over Special. Oh.
Yeah, and here we go. Oliveira going to be going for a little bit of a skill check himself. Going to be playing his fast expand. This is kind of interesting as well because it's something that, we see Beyond do it. We saw GuMiho doing it against Oliveira. It's something that Oliveira used to do a lot when it wasn't cool. Back before it was a little bit popular in this current patch. And he is going to be looking to do it again now on this map. But very interestingly, also not going for a scout. So greedy. He's just so confident Special's not going to be proxy raxing him.
Yeah, he's like, mate, I just took down your big brother, all right? Like, what's Special gonna do that GuMiho couldn't? So hopefully that doesn't hurt him later on in the series. We'll see. As Oliveira does go for that Rax expand, it is gonna be a little bit more economic, and yeah, no fear. I say no fear, but he's quickly just scouting and checking here for proxies.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone for the gas first version as well. This is something that I've seen Beyond do, Bunny doing a little bit as well. So it's going to be actually Hellion Raven, which is kind of weird. It looks a bit more like a TVZ build.
Yeah, it isn't something that you see too often here in TVT, so we'll see how it all shapes out. Again, Special just back at home, working on his expansion, getting it up and running, and yeah, I want to see what does he have specially planned for us.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Special to see what he has to respond. And here we go. He's going to be going for this fast Cyclone into Banshee build. This is something that's been very popular with players like Beyond, with Oliveira, actually. It's a very safe build. Does allow you to go for a much faster third as well. But these builds should kind of cancel out each other because both players just want the other player to push into them.
They both want the other to be aggressive. We'll see who bites first. Part of me is also hoping to see maybe some more commitment into battle mech here from Special. We didn't even get to see mech from GuMiho. We didn't get the mech in TVT like we were promised, Papi.
True.
Ay. Smooch.
Yeah, I mean, already the weirdness coming out from Special, actually going to be making a mine. This is really unusual for this build. And Oliveira is going to be searching around, trying to find if there's any proxies. I mean, we have to remember as well, Oliveira did go for a fast expand, so he will be slightly ahead economically.
Yeah, I was about to say that usually we get like a second Cyclone, and it looks like we are still getting a second Cyclone, but just in between that, we have a mine mixed in as well. So very interesting moves here from Special. Of course, he will have that added extra burst damage defensively back at home. So Oliveira has to be careful. I mean, I'm sure the last thing he's really expecting is a Widow Mine defensively.
Yeah, and I mean, it's in a bit of an awkward situation, location as well. Ooh, I think he got a bit lucky with the A move there. It kind of split itself.
I don't think that was an intentional split, but regardless, very well done here from Oliveira. You know, I'd like to believe it was intentional. You know, he's crazy. He saw up the ramp before he was up there. He knew. Of course there's a mine.
Mate, he smelt it. Most people, they can't smell things in StarCraft, but he has this special ability to just smell what's coming. And there we go. The Banshee is going to be committed. Only 2 SCVs going to go down. I mean, the Banshee can't usually do too much more than that, to be fair. But behind this, we were talking about it before, 2 Starport coming out from Special.
Yeah, 2 Port. This is Special's bread and butter in TVT. It's what he is known for and what he is best at, as he's going for that add-on switch. Meanwhile, do you think that's why GuMiho was leaning over into the screen? To smell, Papi. To smell.
To smell the screen. For sure.
Yeah. You know, he was trying to get into what Oliveira was on, you know? Oh my god. But yeah, unfortunately didn't quite work out for him. Maybe the fumes got to his head a little bit, as Oliveira's going for a bit of a drop here into the main.
Yeah, massive scan. He should be able to get the disables here on those Cyclones, but instead just going to be dropping everything out inside this main. Might be a little bit of an overextension here, but he is going to be getting on top of the SCVs. 15, 16 already going down. This feels like he doesn't... 20 SCVs going to 21. What is going on?
Keep going, Papi. Keep going.
My goodness, Oliveira, he didn't really even care what Special is doing. He didn't stop to scout and double check. He was like, I am just gonna, no matter what you're doing, go across the map, kill you, drop that finishing blow down, and all he has to do now is just hold on.
He just has to hold on, mate. Really nice moves from Oliveira. Really nice target firing. I don't know if you saw, but he threw down the auto targets and he focused down that Liberator as quickly as possible so his tanks could get a couple of extra shots off on those SCVs. And he's in position. He scans. He's able to force Special back. But Special, he has to commit. He has to do something.
Mate, Oliveira right now is a force to be reckoned with. He looks so strong in this matchup.
Oh, he really does. I mean, the Mass Vikings are still, you know, a little bit scary, you know, bearing in mind again that Special did go for a 2 Starport build, so he is going to have a mass amount of air superiority. He's trying to push on forward here. He has that high ground vision, but is it enough? Can he break through?
Yeah, that is the question. We do see Oliveira just continuing with his normal progression through this game. Special is desperately trying to get together the minerals to keep producing Vikings, but he just took so much SCV damage before. It's going to be really hard for him to keep up that production. I mean, Vikings, they're very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, Special is pretty all in here, and here we go. He's actually going to be landing his Vikings to try and break the tank line.
Yeah, he lands his Vikings. Oliveira opts not to. He's going to be dropping back to the tank lines, trying to see how many of these Vikings he can take out while they're on the ground. He does finally land his Vikings. Going to be pulling the SCVs as well, and it looks like with this spread of Vikings, he's going to be able to crush this push. An almost flawless game out of Oliveira there.
GG. Oliveira was so patient as well with those Vikings. He was waiting for Special to unsiege and come to him, come to the safety of his own tanks. So very nicely done here by Oliveira. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was really masterful there, and he is making himself look as if he's in another league to Special here. We do still have Special having one more chance to take out Oliveira before that revive is used, but man, Oliveira is looking untouchable.
Untouchable, unstoppable. Whoever he's up against, mate, it's unwinnable, Papi.
Hey, he's unfaffable. He cannot be faffed.
Oh, what? It's impossible, Papi. And yeah, Oliveira, you know, to 2-0 both GuMiho as well as taking this first game against Special. Can he keep it up? Oh, Special still got one game in him. One game to try and stop Oliveira. Otherwise, it's going to have to be down to a revive. And they've got some options. They definitely got some options. Especially because GuMiho, he feels like the most well-rounded player. But, you know, again, they've got so much more behind him. And again, to be fair, Special, he's still not out of it yet. He still has another chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they have to use their revive, I think we'll be seeing MaxPax versus Oliveira, which would be actually a really cool matchup.
Yeah. It would be pretty sick. I want to see it. I want to see it. But yeah, for Special's 2-port build, not to kind of fall in its face here, I don't think we're going to be seeing that again. I'm curious as to what you think the best map choice would be here moving forward for Special.
Yeah, I mean, I think any map where he can make this 2-port build work, but he's kind of shown his hand in that first game as well. I think it's possible in this second game that we might be seeing a proxy Rax or maybe even something crazy like a proxy 1-1-1.
Yeah, oh my god. Proxy 1-1-1. I mean, he's done it before. He could do it again. Why not, mate? Why not just go crazy?
1-1-1.
We'll see what Juan does go for, as the map of choice is going to be Ancient Cistern, a very large map. And you said it earlier in the broadcast, you know, not the worst map to try and hide a proxy out on the map.
Nah, it's mech. It's gonna be mech.
You're like, man, we didn't get it before. We need it, Papi. We need the mech. Oh. Not like this.
Oh, wait, we didn't get the intro. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, for KaiZi Gaming, looking to do it all on his own here after that little intro by Reynor. This is the Blue Terran, Oliveira.
Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. And spawning in the top right-hand corner for Ancient Cistern, representing Psistorm Gaming, the Mexican Terran Special. Oh boy, so far we have mirrored builds from both of our players. Special, not going to be sending an SCV out on the map, and this time, Oliveira not going for a Rax Expand.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be absolutely crazy to do that again. Looks like it might be a Special going for the Rax Expand this time.
Oh, how the turns do table. Do like this here, Special mixing things up, maybe anticipating that Oliveira wouldn't be crazy enough to like cheese or be aggressive here in game number 2, and yeah, can definitely get away with it.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to have to see if Oliveira is going to be going for anything to try and punish this. We are going to be having a little bit of a scout this time, just a little scout around for proxies. So won't really know ahead of time that it's a Rax Expand from the Special.
Yeah. So just that much more inefficient here for Oliveira to have like an SCV scouting out here for proxies and all this stuff, something that he avoided in the previous game, but just a little bit concerned, a little bit paranoid about what Special could be doing. As meanwhile, little does he know, back at home, Special is just working on his CC, working his production, just making workers.
He's doing his thing. Been a normal guy.
Normal. Oh, that's the secret. That's the secret to success. You just gotta be the normal guy, man. Yeah.
Please be normal.
Oh my god. The thing is that the problem is that like I feel like every fiber in Special's being is pushing against that. I mean, he's not normal. He's special.
Yeah. Nice. Nicely done.
Right, I'm done. I'm done for the game.
All right. Well, we are actually going to be seeing, the turns are completely flip tabled all over, as we do have Oliveira going for the same build that Special did in the first game.
Yeah, here we go. Special once again going to be actually going for that mine, just, defensively, just to be safe here back at home, as Oliveira's working on his Cyclones. Would he be crazy enough to throw down the second starport against Special?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. As we do have Oliveira just dancing back and forth with the units here. Special just using the size of the map as well to be a little bit more greedy, skip out on that bunker. And I mean, the mine is going to help with that as well. And, oh, interesting. Going to be going for a very fast Banshee here.
Oh, yeah, the Banshee is going to be on the way. Nice mine shot going off. Special is going to be able to deflect all this aggression from Oliveira. Oh, as just the Banshee. Oh, never mind. He is even investing and working on Cloak.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, with a bit more of a greedy economic build, Cloak Banshee can be really good just to keep your opponent busy, to keep things like Cyclones back on their side of the map, and going to be going for Magfield as well. It does feel like Special. He's getting into his comfort zone here.
Yeah, this is kind of what I wanted last game when we saw Special open up Cyclone. I was like, mate, I wouldn't be opposed to working on Magfield as well. And that's what we're getting here in game number 2. This doesn't necessarily have to be mech. He can still kind of transition out of that into bio later on, or bio tank, I should say. But for the time being, he's going to be investing into these Cyclones.
Yeah, and I mean, Oliveira, he does have his own little advantages here and there. He does have a much faster third, but a lot of this is going to come down to how well he can defend this Banshee. It does feel like, definitely seems like he knows this is coming, the way that he's got his Cyclone and Raven positioned here.
How? It's you're right, mate. It's the sixth sense. We thought it was you can see dead people, but no, it's you can smell units in StarCraft. It's crazy. The Raven and Cyclone. Yeah. He was just ready in position.
Yeah, there we go. Going to be trying to find a cheeky little angle here. Oh, some nice map knowledge here for Oliveira. Going to be sniping down on that Banshee. I think Special thought he was safe there, but Oliveira, he's the man that's been practicing 15 hours a day. He knows all the ins and outs of these maps.
Mate, you're never safe against Oliveira. The moment you think you're safe, that's when you should be the most afraid. As Special is doubling down, he is working on hyperflight rotors.
Oh my
and once
God.
again, Oliveira's here. Oh, how does he do it?
He's hacking. He's just always in position.
He's in
says
position.
That's my secret. I'm always in position.
I'm always assuming the position, Papi. My body is always ready to get you into a headlock. It's crazy.
It's crazy indeed, as Oliveira, he is setting up to land that third. That scan as well is going to see that there was something researching on the starport, so he knows that Banshee speed's on the way as well. And I mean, we have those extra factories coming down for Special. This is all just a momentum-based play. Oliveira, he's going to want to gear up for a big timing to punish this.
Oh boy, he is working on that timing. Is it going to be enough? There is that mech that we were asking for as the factories are thrown down. The Cyclone production is continuing. And Special, oh boy, unfortunately the opener didn't quite go his way, but he's still being active. He still has quite a lot to work with.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of sniffing things out, Oliveira going straight for that double tech lab on the racks, is going for concussive shells nice and early as well. He knows that this is going to be a Cyclone-based composition.
Yeah, but is he ready for the speed? Banshees, they rock up and they shut down one of these tanks already. So nicely done here by Special. Getting a lot of micro opportunities. He's going to be able to get a second tank.
Yeah, these speed Banshees are able to take out those tanks so fast. Going to be taking down one Banshee for his troubles, but these Cyclones, they do pose a lot of risk as well. It's going to be really hard for Oliveira to get across the map with these here.
Oh, it really is. I see that he does end up spotting that Widowmine. At the same time, the lock-on is real, and one of these Ravens goes down.
Yeah, nice to say. Well, there, Stim does finish up here for the bio, so he's going to be able to chase this back. He does have concussive as well, so with a decent enough Marauder count, these Cyclones, they are very easy for him to track down and take out, but it's going to be so important for Special that he doesn't let these tanks siege up on him.
Yeah, he was coming back from behind, but Oliveira was ready for him. The boys are being pulled, but the auto turrets are being thrown down. These SCVs don't want to be here.
Yeah, absolutely not. This is not the time to pull the boys. And Oliveira, he was going for that timing. He did sense this weakness here. Going to be shoving on in here. There's just not that many tanks here for Special because he committed so heavily to Cyclones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, thankfully he's able to unsiege just in time, and here we go. The boys are being pulled from not just the natural, but also from the third base as well. He's coming in from every single angle.
Yeah, but they're being pulled onto bio, onto siege tanks, onto landed Vikings. These SCVs getting absolutely shredded. Hands off the keyboard. He barely cleans it up, and not without losing every SCV, and Oliveira does it again.
Wow, GG, well played. He shuts down the Cloak Banshee. The Speed Banshees were doing some work. They were picking up a couple of tanks here and there, but it wasn't going to be enough. Oh, he takes it 2-0.
Yeah, Oliveira just too clean, too sharp. Hits the perfect timing to counter that strategy and shows why it's something that we don't really see that much in TBT as well.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about it yourself. Like, when you're investing that much into Cyclones, something that's such a pivotal unit in TBT is the tank, and that is something that you are going to be lacking. And there's a reason why tanks are so crucial here in TBT. Their defensive and offensive capabilities are kind of what you rely on more often than not, and it's something that Special didn't really have. He had a lot of, like, attacking power because of all of his Cyclones, like pick up a couple of units and outposition his opponent, but yeah, there's still a lot that you lack when you do go for that.
Yeah, exactly. But with that, that does mean that Psistorm, they are down to their revive. Who is it going to be? Are we going to be seeing Oliveira versus MaxPax?
Oh my god, I assume so. Clearly, TBT is not the matchup to go for. You don't want to mess with Oliveira in a TBT because it's unwinnable. It's crazy, Papi. He just has some kind of sixth sense when it comes to his positioning, and because of that, we're gonna need to see a different race.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to be needing to see MaxPax, but I mean, that's the thing about Oliveira right now that's just so crazy to watch. He is so well-rounded in every matchup, and I mean, you can tell that he's enjoying playing. He's just feeling the game, he's smelling the game. The way that he was able to track those Banshee movements so accurately was just crazy.
He is in the game. He is a part of StarCraft right now, and because of that, it's hard to favor anyone against him. Again, MaxPax maybe has the best chance because he is such a powerful player in his own right, and we haven't really been able to witness too much of his TVP. So it's definitely something that he can bring to the table. But Psistorm Gaming, they are on their last legs here. This is the revive that they are utilizing, and whoever they do decide to revive doesn't just have to bring down Oliveira, they also have to bring down Spirit.
And then a revive.
and then a revive. Oh boy. So yeah, KaiZi Gaming, they just need one more win under their belts. Psistorm, they need the reverse sweep. They need the comeback.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one hell of a run from KaiZi. They didn't do the best in that regular season. They were able to do enough to get themselves into the playoffs here, but only going 6-5. Considering how well they've been going in the playoffs themselves, it's kind of crazy to look at. I mean, they've beaten Team GP, Alpha X, Shopify Rebellion, Onside Gaming yesterday, and they are looking poised to beat Psistorm to run this gauntlet all the way to the grand final. All that stands between them and DPG is potentially MaxPax.
Potentially MaxPax. He's the only one, mate. He's the only one. I mean, again, like that's why everyone loves an underdog story, the Cinderella story, right? I mean, we just had it with Oliveira winning IM Katowice, coming out of nowhere. And with that power, with that skill, he's doing the same here with his team in the Team League format. Again, it's not just him. You know, Reynor put in some work. He's the one who 2-0'd MaxPax earlier in the day and was able to support Oliveira yesterday as well, alongside Spirit. Oh boy, as Oliveira, oh, he's just getting a little bit chilly. He's just putting on another layer. Oh,
the KaiZi gaming jumper, let's go. Looks like a freshie.
Yeah. Oh my god, just making sure that Oliveira, you know, he's ready for this. He's still a little bit sleepy. he's being put to bed with all these TVTs. Oh my god, he needs something to wake him up.
Needs some spice. Needs maybe a MaxPax 4K blink. That'll wake him up.
Oh no. Give him the special, Poppy. Give him the MaxPax special. We'll see. So I believe the ruling is that it has to this revived player has to be a player that played previously. So because of that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that we aren't going to be seeing Haas today. So it is a bit of a shame. You know, we all even people that aren't fans of Protoss, they're fans of Haas.
Mate, what if they break out Haas as the ace?
Oh,
take them all down. 2-0 Oliveira, 2-0 Spirit. Take out Oliveira again.
Yeah. if anyone can do it, it's gonna be Haas. But here we go. We have our player pick, of course. Oliveira. Oh, he's got a new graphic. The double kill.
Double kill. Oh, I still can't believe they took a point off him.
I know. They doxed him, Puppy. They just they're cutthroat like that, you know. And there it is. We thought that this would be a reality. We don't want to see another Terran. We don't want to see a special. We don't want to see a GuMiho. We want to see MaxPax.
Yeah, here we go. So the hopes and dreams of Psistorm Gaming are going to be resting on the pauldron shoulders here of MaxPax. Can he do it? Can he get them to the grand finals against DPG? It's a long, arduous road that he's got ahead of him, and it starts with getting a 2-0 over Oliveira.
It starts with the first step, and here we go. We are going to be stepping into our next game.
KaiZi Gaming versus Psistorm Gaming. Game 5. Let's start the game.
All right, and here we go. The ace player for KaiZi Gaming and the IM World Champion. It is the Chinese Terran in the blue, Oliveira.
Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Sister, and we have the final hope here for Psistorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Oh boy, here we go. MaxPax had a bit of a hard time earlier in the series, getting 2-0'd by Reynor, but that was a PVZ, and we all know how unwinnable that can be. And Oliveira himself said at the start of the broadcast that if he could go back in time and switch his race, it would be Protoss.
Relatable. As we do see, MaxPax going to be getting in here with this little Proparas, going for the low ground gate as well. This is something that he's been favoring quite a lot recently in TVP. Doesn't allow him to get a bit of a faster adept harass across the map, and Oliveira, it's going to be up to him to see if he can get a scout on this. He has been rack scouting a little bit, so he might still go for that, but no, it looks like he's going to skip out on that scout, and that does mean that this Zealot can be quite troublesome.
Yeah, it definitely can be if it goes, or it will go unscattered. MaxPax just being a little bit annoying here with his Pro Micro. Finally, Oliveira is going to be able to throw down his CC on the ground on location, and Oliveira even does open up Marine, not Reaper.
Yes, we're going to be going at Marine Reactor. Does mean that we can get those 3 Marines out quite a lot faster. MaxPax as well, going to be going the long way around, trying to dodge a potential Reaper here.
Yeah, he's gonna just take the long way around the map to avoid that if that were to be coming out. And we'll see if he can force a delay on the CC here, if he can somehow move past this Marine and get a kill on that SCV as it's making a beeline for that natural.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty nice for Oliveira, actually. MaxPax taking a lot of precautions to deal with a Reaper, and he is instead going to be going for this Marine opening. So definitely getting the better of this. We do see a very quick pull of the SCVs as well. So he knows his timings so damn well. He knows that this is a low ground expand.
Oh my god, he does know, and the Zealot is going to be going down. We do see an SCV getting picked off by these Adepts, but only a single SCV, and the CC will finish.
Yeah, CC is finished. That's incredibly important here for Oliveira that he gets that done. Does mean that this pressure coming out from MaxPax now is going to be easy to deal with. But Oliveira actually kind of backs himself into a corner with these Marines. That could be a bit troublesome, but MaxPax not feeling confident enough to take out those low health Marines is going to be pushed back here.
Yeah, wow. It doesn't matter how much HP these Marines have. They just shut this down. Even the Hellion survives.
Yeah, Oliveira, he is untouchable right now. Behind this, we do see MaxPax going to be going into a pretty fast blink, getting that robot down as well. So I think, especially on this map in particular, there is the potential to go for 4-gate blink here.
Definitely, we'll keep an eye on those gateways as 2 more gates are thrown down. I believe that's 3 gateways in total, if I'm not mistaken, for the time being. Meanwhile, we do see MaxPax trying to pick off what units he can. Is being forced away once again.
Yeah, but the micro from Oliveira, absolutely fantastic. Splits off the low health Marines, getting so much value out of these Hellions once again. It is just crazy how much value he's gotten out of these units, but the scary thing for him right now is he hasn't gotten a scout across the map. He has no idea if there's aggression on the way. I do see a bunker going down at the front there. That's really important for him. Glad to see that. And it does look like, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is just 3 gates.
Yeah, I think if there was a 4th, we may have missed that if it was thrown down. But as you were saying, Oliveira, he's a little bit in the dark. He doesn't know if it was a Robo Opener or a Twilight Council or a Stargate. He hasn't gotten eyes on all these Stalkers either. He's trying to get that information. That's why he's active right now with this Hellion. He's also skirting a Liberator across the map, across the edge towards the north.
Yeah, the Hellion's going to be spotting the lack of 3rd base. That's a pretty good giveaway there. Does spot out some of these Stalkers as well. Not really enough of those Stalkers to give a proper indication of what's going on here, but looks like Oliveira is going to be setting up safely. Goes for a 3rd tank as well, so definitely looking to be safe here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Blink was revealed to Oliveira as well, so now he's been able to slowly piece it all together. Liberator does make it across the map, and the Stalkers are out in the middle of the map. They're not here back at home, so a couple of probes are going to go down. A lot of lost mining time.
Yeah, good amount of lost mining time going to be happening here. Oliveira might even be able to get this Liberator out to safety. Really nicely done there. These tanks are covering each other beautifully, so a few of these Stalkers of MaxPax going to be going down. That is not what you want to see as the Protoss, but not the worst trade either, as he's able to take out a tank.
Yeah, it does get that tank for his trouble, so not too bad here. He's expanding behind this. The 3rd was a little bit later than usual, but it is still being thrown down regardless.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, MaxPax is looking for a way up into the main.
Yeah, Oliveira, he replaced those tanks. He has 3 tanks here. This is what you would do if you were blind countering like a 4-gate blink. I don't know how he works this out so well, but he does have a fantastic setup here defensively.
Yeah, exactly. He is prepared. He is ready for this. MaxPax won't be able to find too much more damage. He gets a depot in the main, which is definitely something. And he does have eyes, of course, on the ramp with that observer. Again, he's just focusing a little more on the next step. We have charge on the way alongside that Templar Archives.
Yeah, MaxPax going to be loading up here for a bit of a Stalker drop. 4 Stalkers, of course, going to be one-shotting SCVs. So this is a nice little harassment squad that he's got here to the north. Stem pretty close to finishing up here for Oliveira. So he will have a small timing here as MaxPax is continuing to power up, getting charged, getting +1, as well as a Templar Archive. So we're waiting to see if he's going to be researching Storm or instead going for a bit of an Archon timing. And there we go. Storm is being researched.
Yeah, that is going to be his tech, his splash damage of choice. Of course, he will have access to Archons, but Storms are really what he's going to be gunning for here. Oliveira still hasn't been able to spot this. He's been a lot more concerned with defending on his 2 bases. Oh, he sends out a double drop, but it does get spotted.
Yeah, really nicely done here by MaxPax being so active with these Stalkers and having so much map presence with them as well. Looks like there is going to be a stim committed by here by Oliveira. 3 Stalkers going to be going down. That's a really nice pickoff. Looks like maybe a 4th as well, but no, Concussive hasn't been researched here. This is a scary looking push that he's got put together here. And this Stalker might be going down to the Liberator. Can the shield battery charge it up enough? Looks like only just.
That was disgusting. As you do see Oliveira pushing on forward here, sieging up these tanks and cutting off the entrance here to the natural, already pre-spreading. Storm still needs a little bit more time. In 5 seconds, it will be ready.
Yeah, Storm finishing up here. Only 2 Templars on the ground. We might be seeing a few more being warped in, but this is a really fantastic position here for time. This split is amazing. MaxPax just can't find a good value Storm here, and it looks like Oliveira might be breaking through.
Oh, mate, he is breaking through the tank, or 2 tanks are going to be going down, but it's not going to be enough. We have an overcharge, but what's it really keeping alive? Nothing!
Wow, Oliveira just dominant here in the TVP.
Oh my god, a very strong push here. He didn't really lose too much on the lead up to it either. He only lost a single tank defensively. And despite the fact that Storm finished up in time, the pre-split was looking so good. As you pointed out, there was just never a moment for a high-value Storm.
Man, he made it look easy. He made it look so easy.
Just do it, mate. Just do it like a normal human. That's all you gotta do, you know?
Hey, it's just a normal timing. You just get your normal bio over to a normal position of the map, and
yeah,
easy peasy. Yeah. Anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it, mate. But Oliveira is the one who has done it. GG, well played. He takes down MaxPax. He takes down the revived player. And I believe with that, he takes down Psistorm Gaming.
Yeah, Oliveira, as soon as they put him out on the field, takes out GuMiho 2-0, takes down Special 2-0, takes out MaxPax, and he will be punching the ticket for KaiZi Gaming to get into the grand final.
Boy, he really will. And I mean, it wasn't just Oliveira, of course. Reynor put in a lot of work earlier. He was able to 2-0 MaxPax. And what was important about that series is that it just gave Oliveira a little bit more time to sleep. Just more time to be well rested for the rest of the series, and boy was he ready for it. With this, KaiZi Gaming moves on to the grand finals. We're gonna have a KaiZi versus DPG finale to the World Team League.
Oh yeah, and this is such an exciting match that we have here. Man, I think this is going to be a really close one.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. DPG is a team of champions. They got the best Zerg in Korea in Dark. They've got the best Protoss in the world in Hero. They have Cure as well as a very strong Terran. Oh, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I believe WTL, the boys, SC Boy even, is currently preparing for a winner's interview there. They're waking up. They're waking up Oliveira.
Wonder how sick Oliveira is of being interviewed by.
They're gonna bring him up and they're gonna be like, "So, your series against Maru at IM."
Yeah.
They're just gonna keep
like,
asking
well,
him over and over.
Glad you asked.
I just can't stop talking about it. Oh my god. So yeah, they're just setting up the interview. They're getting everyone ready. I believe there's going to be a translator as well. I know they have one on standby. Hopefully we get some English translations. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
That'd be nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
It would be nice. It would be nice if we were able to get some of that. Oh god. But yeah. I know that things were really tense coming into this, like, especially with GuMiho coming out. And as soon as GuMiho 2-0'd Reynor, it was like, oh damn. It was like, oh my god, things are getting serious, Papi. Like suddenly, things aren't gonna go as easily for KaiZi as we thought. Little did we know, Oliveira, he's got the nose of a bunny.
But the bunny's been terrible.
Yeah, because he took his nose.
Oh, okay. I see.
There we go. It all
We put
makes
it together.
sense, Papi. Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory if it's true.
Oh my god, exactly. Oh my god. As we're letting it all settle in, mate. We're letting it all settle in. What exactly are you going to be looking forward to in those finals? Who what do you want to see? Who do you think has the best chance to bring down Oliveira?
Dark,
yeah.
easy. Yeah. He plays Zerg.
I mean, true. I mean, Solar was kind of the kryptonite to Oliveira yesterday. Solar was able to have a good showing. And I'm sure Dark was watching. I'm sure everyone was watching, and Dark Solar was making use and finding success with roaches, and Dark is the roach king.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to think about the ideal matchups for DPG coming up against KaiZi Gaming, I think Hero versus Reynor, Dark versus Oliveira, Cure versus Spirit.
Oh boy. yeah. That I can't really contest that. Oh my god. I think so much of the finals, or so much of all these Team League matches, are going to come down to the starting matchup. Which players are going to be fielded first, because obviously neither team knows. And depending on who goes up against who, that's going to kind of dictate which team gets a little bit more momentum going their way. Reynor wants to avoid the ZVZs. I'm sure everyone wants to avoid Dark. So
everyone wants to avoid CBZs.
Yeah, true. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I hope we do get to see some Spirit though. I hope Spirit doesn't stay, on the sidelines as a bench warmer in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to be seeing the full breadth of their team. I don't think this is going to be one-sided either way.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully it does go the distance, as we're still setting up. Oh, they're landing, Papi.
Take
Are we not getting
好了，各
it?
位亲爱的观众朋友们，欢迎回来！再次
Of course
恭喜 KZG 战队在下
Take
一
it
城。
away
现在在我身边的是李少，也是要接受到我们的采访。恭喜今天比赛又是打得非常的好。那其实你在打GuMiho的时候，第二把他是野了一个兵营，但是你是第一时间并没有发现，但是后面还是以非常小的一个代价给守住了。那关于对面，比如说野兵营这个战术，你有什么能跟我们分享一下的吗？
说实话，最近感觉对预判比较好吧。我当时看他 Neo Human 这张地图选出来，我就觉得他可能要搞一点事情，因为之前这张地图 Neo Human 大概率的人族都是选择开矿打法，所以我觉得他直接选这张图，我觉得可能会放一些野兵战术，所以我直接选择了2期开，然后我第一时间死神还去探了一下，但是我没探到。
哇，就最近其实你对于战局的一个预判，真的就是我们在后台都感叹，就感觉你像是穿越回来的，真的太强了，这些预判做的。那在打 special 的那一把，其实你是正面空投了他的主矿，然后在这个火车上，火车又偷了他的2矿，然后杀了这个0.23孙的农民，然后回来防守的时候又把一个坦克架在比较靠前的位置，拖了很多的一个时间。那一波的操作也算无一策。当时是怎么做到这么好的一个预判呢？
因为说实话，我之前跟 Special 有练过很多，他很喜欢用这个2 vs 战术。我之前在打 Special 之前，我跟沙包讨论过，他可能会用野大河或者这种2框一波比较激进的打法。所以其实我那把判断有点失误，我当时看到他4系很早，我当时以为他是一个导弹车升级然后打机械化。所以我才摁了2个运输机，然后去空投主矿，然后我只能说因祸得福吧。然后我记得我跟 B 运打过 ，B 运有一次他守我这个围巾推进，就是点了一个前置地堡，然后去拖时间，然后拖够了足够多的时间，然后那时候就想到了这个，然后挺有成效的。
哇，其实你最近这个 TVT 的一个战绩胜率很高，很夸张。就之前可能你输给过的那些人族选手，在最近的比赛，除了鸟哥以外的那些人族选手，你全部都战胜过他们了。对于最近自己这个 TVT 的胜率有什么想说的吗？
就是练得多吧，因为之前我其实有一阵要准备 TVT 的时候，我基本每个人族我都找过练过习。我当时找GuMiho、找 B 运、找马肉，反正我当时基本能找的人族我都找了一遍，然后对他们都比较熟悉吧。
怪不得最近真的 TVT 的胜率很夸张。那其实还有一把也是在打 Special 的时候，也是面对到对面的一个女妖，你的防守特别好，就当时我们都看不懂，就当时她的女妖过来，2个女妖全都被你防住了。那一把你是怎么处理的？
那个主要是也是因为他平时就对我用的很多，而且之前每次打我都效果挺好的。因为我记得之前 TSL 很久之前的一次，18年还是19，应该是2020年的 TSL 上，当时他3比1，我记得把我赢了，还是3比0。然后那个时候我其实那个时候就想了一个破解的方法，就是我的第3个兵营不去换挂件，然后直接去造科技，然后用光头升震撼弹。震撼弹就可以减速导弹车，然后后边的后续围巾就可以防他的隐形女妖。然后我觉得我那波推过去正好可以打他5VF 去转机械化的 timing， 然后效果很好。
果然还是很多次的一个训练，给自己在比赛里面做好了充足的准备。那现在的话 ，KZG 也是要打到决赛，决赛的对手是你非常熟悉的 DPG 里面的几个选手，像大可、小 Hero、Kier 都是你的老对手了，马上要面对他们了，现在心里是什么感觉？
没啥感觉吧，就感觉其实能走到今天这一步已经非常不太可能了，跟奇迹一样。然后说实话没太大信心，平时跟这几个 Q 大可 Hero 练习真的是一盘赢不了。然后希望一会儿看队友吧，看看一会儿沙叔和雷诺没准就把他们都赢了，就不需要我了，然后我就来这里捧个杯就好了。然后不过如果 DPG 能夺冠的话，也非常恭喜 DPG 吧，因为说实话教徒还有九代他们就是对中国星际也真的投了不少钱，然后其实也没有什么回本的地方，然后真的是在用爱发电，然后他们拿冠军我觉得也是应得的吧。
感谢所有为星际争霸做出过很多贡献的人，包括像这个 KZG 战队啊，像 DPG 战队，像所有的人都是非常感谢他们，也让我们 WTL 的联赛越来越好，越来越精彩。那我们精彩的决赛马上就要开始了，也希望2支队伍都可以发挥出自己应有的水平，给我们看到一场精彩的赛事。那我们稍事休息一下，一会儿回来。